Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Surya Jyoti. I'm working with State Bank of India. I'm working as a treasurer for Vibewa. Today, we all are here to celebrate 10 years long journey of our Vibewa. Vibewa was formed on September 5th, 2014 with a great initiative to serve our community in banking and financial sectors for our benefit. We all are happy to welcome all of you to participate in this Vibewa Decinial celebrations. Now, I request our President Shri Rajesh Asdani sir to address the meeting.
10 years of our formation. I remember we organized ourselves into Visually Impaired Bank Employees Welfare Association and got registered on 5th of September 2014. So even 1 month more than 10 years. And it has been a momentous journey, as our General Secretary will be detailing it. But let me put it on record that as Dr. Ambedkar had proclaimed long ago, that the mantra of any development of any subaltern section or weaker section of society is educate, organize, and agitate. So these three keywords to form the cornerstone of any progress for the downtrodden. And we, the blind and low vision bank employees of India, are, of course, as we are employed, we can't call ourselves as the, downtrodden in the real sense. But being the members of blind community, being visually impaired, does put us in a disadvantageous position. And we are fortunate. Yes, I would call that ourselves as fortunate that we have got jobs, because 99.99% of the blind are jobless, moneyless, and I mean, what to call? The situation is highly pathetic. So we consider ourselves as privileged, but at the same time, after entering the job, the real challenges of working begin. Anybody today, even joining the banking, confronts the question from the one and all, from society, कि ये क्या करेंगे, अंधे क्या करते हैं बैंक में. This is the basic question which I faced when I joined the bank. My cashier of railways, I was employed with railways, when he gave me the last salary and I turned away, behind my back I could hear कि अंधों को भी लेते हैं क्या बैंक में. So the journey has been long since then, more than 20 years now. But still, the same issues, right from recruitment to retirement, do confront us. How to ensure the productivity and how to get our due, how to get our entitlements, optimal work conditions. So, with this aim in view, Vibewa has been working, has been striving, and we have come a long way. So, to mark the 10 years of Vibewa, it is a momentous occasion. And today we will we will be launching the second survey, our national survey, about which we will be speaking shortly, because we had prepared a report in 2016 about which Himanshuji will be telling in detail. That is one of the major activities. So today we are at a juncture where we have to take a stock of the working conditions, what improvements have been there and what not, and how to go ahead. So we will be talking about our upcoming survey and how to go about it. So I congratulate one and all once again and wish us all the best. And thank you once again for having all of us here. Thank you. Yeah, back to Surijyoti.
Thank you so much, Rajesh sir. Now, I request our General Secretary Shri Himanshu Sahu sir to come and speak.
Yeah, good evening, friends. I welcome all of participants, panel members, our executive committee members, our respected president and all. Truly, it is a memorable day for us that we have gathered today to celebrate 10 years of wonderful journey of Vibewa, Visually Impaired Bank Employees Welfare Association. And of course, till date, we can proclaim that Vibewa is the only registered and recognized organization in public sector banks, which has been working since its inception in year 2014. 5th September was the official date of our association. And really, since 2014, we have traveled a lot. And even I must express my satisfaction that what Vibewa could do for the community. But simultaneously, I have to also admit that there are a lot of things where we have not been able to achieve that much of success despite our regular and continuous effort. But we believe that today or tomorrow that too will be achieved. Once we are united, once we are organized, definitely we can achieve those goals. So let me briefly describe you about our journey, which we had formally begun on 5th September 2014. However, before this official launch, let me tell you, friends, that there were a lot of labors put in to form this organization, because it was not at all an easy task to actually gather and make people um, cohesive to one broader idea which can lead to the formation of an organization. And especially in the condition where we are, as our president properly mentioned, that we are marginalized, and we are not in many in the numbers as well, and we are scattered as well. So physical um affiliation or physical setup of the organization was really a very difficult task. Let me tell you that in the beginning, our executive committee was formed, and around 8 to 9 states people were its member. And today it is also a day to remember all those our brethren, as sorry, yeah, elder brethren who have now retired or in the verge of on the verge of retirement. They all have contributed a lot to the Vibewa. And finally, when Vibewa started its work, there was a very significant development going on in the field of disability. DOPT was forming one policy for the differently abled people throughout central government, state governments, and public sector enterprises and all. But unfortunately, when they published the draft representation, public sector banks were not mentioned in that, and even there were some other flaws in that document. So even before official launch of the Vibewa, we team initiated the process. We approached DOPT and we gave them our written representation and all, and it was resulted in inclusion of public sector banks, as well as some other suggestions were also incorporated. So that landmark was in fact achieved before the official launch of the Vibewa itself. Second, after formation of the Vibewa, what was our first task in hand? To let the authorities know and let the visually impaired bank employees know that there is an organization formed for them also, and the authorities and managements of the banks, that yes, there is an organization who represents this marginalized section as well. Initially, we approached almost all the renowned NGOs also in the country. We informed them about our existence, and since membership drive and all, making employees aware about the nature and ideas and objectives of the organization, slowly and gradually we moved ahead. And in year 2016, as our president earlier mentioned, we launched a very comprehensive survey along with the RTI collection of various issues pertaining to the VI employees from all public sector banks. And after the survey and RTI, we formed a we prepared a very comprehensive report, and that report was submitted to the DOPT Minister, Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment Secretary, then Secretary, and then Chief Commissioner for Person with Disability, Delhi. And of course, that reports marked a significant in the opinion of authorities that we people are not only capable of raising our voice, but also we are capable of preparing such a survey. And I would really like to share a comment of the deputy CCPD that day when we had submitted him the report. He marked that I think this is not only done first time in India, but internationally also this is the first industry based, a specific disability based any proper report. So we really admire your effort and all. And afterwards lot of works were done upon our reports and its findings. And then friends, we started sensitizing different unions also in Chennai, and in different parts of the country. We met various leaders of UFBU, and like Comrade Venkatachalam, Comrade Franco, all and all, and inform them about the existence and issues of our community. And of course, certain issues were incorporated in the Charter of Demand from that time itself. And the very significant one, in terms of, may I say, financial benefit was increase of a special convenience allowance. That was the first time it was incorporated in the Charter of Demand, and even some other issues related with persons with disabilities. Simultaneously, we kept on organizing our various sessions, physical as well as online, in different parts of the country, whether it is Hyderabad, Chennai, Maharashtra, and different parts of the country, so that our employees, their issues and problems can be marked, mapped, and resolution can be provided. So we were working in that direction also. Then, of course, friends, um, we worked for some accessibility work also. Like you all are aware about IIBF and JIB and CIB exams. So the earlier practice of the IIBF exams were that pictorial questions were given, pictorial as well as non-verbal questions were given in the exams, but we were not exempted from that. That was a very difficult proposition for all aspirants who wanted to showcase their talent by achieving, by obtaining JIB and CIB certificate. So our team, Vibewa team, approached IIBF, suggesting them 4 5 measures so that it can be exams can be made more and more inclusive, accessible, and even IIBF websites and all, so that we can do the preparation as well as clear the exam with a comfort. So we are very happy that IIBF not only accepted our suggestion of
Himanshu, your
removing those
voice is
questions,
breaking.
not yeah, IIBF not only remove those questions for we VI people, but on our behest, he also started
Himanshu,
capturing. Yeah, yeah. IIBF also
your
started capturing data of
voice
persons with disabilities, visually impaired. Am I audible now properly, or still it is breaking?
Audible, sir.
is breaking. Just
Okay,
take a break.
okay.
Himanshu's voice is audible
Break.
only.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a very significant move by IIBF that they started capturing data of visually impaired, and in advance they were now aware that a scribe will be needed for these exams, and that column, that option was also provided on the website. Then also we actually requested them that this 1 month criteria of scribe is very difficult for any VI aspirant. So now the result is, friend, that even we can on the spot itself we can take any scribe, and the authorities will be allowing us to give the exam with them. Then also some developmental aspects were put forth in front of them, like allowing exams, giving exams by a screen reader. Then some other measures also, which they had promised, and they had promised that they will be trying to do it in a trial basis, which is still, I think, in pending issue, which we can, of course, take up forward. Then, friends, I may recall the very significant issue that was of a special conveyance allowance, that from every corner of the country, people were demanding that either you remove this 400 rupees or either you increase it to the respectable level. Money amount most probably was not the very matter, but the kind of pride or respect was associated with it, that only 400 rupees. So after continuous pleading to the finance ministry, DOPT and other authorities, we did not get appropriate results. Finally, in year 2019, we moved to Delhi High Court with the um, association of AICB Delhi, and the court also ruled in favor of us, and it passed an order to the IBA that we should be heard, we should be given ample of opportunity to put forth our issues, and um, uh, this should be looked into in a positive manner. Of course, afterwards, then the deadly pandemic, and that matter actually remained unattended by IBA. They kept on promising us that, okay, we will be holding meeting after this pandemic gets over. Finally, in year 2022, friends, we were informed that um, uh, that increase has been recommended to the DFS, and afterwards union had also put it in the charter of demand. So we were assured that once this bipartite settlements gets done, in that at that time only that will be addressed. Though it is addressed, but we being the organization who are representing the employees, we generally feel that the increase of just 200 rupees was not at all satisfactory, and we consequently represented to the finance minister directly, and we have actually asked that either you remove this or increase it to the sufficient level which is respectful as well as the practical one. So friends, these various things we kept on doing on during this time. Then of course during the pandemic, it was a very difficult time for all of us. During this time, we organized several webinars to keep our community well informed, and make them feel that, of course, working from home is also very much possible, and many of our colleagues were doing. Uh, we represented it to the MSJE and different authorities, and of course it was issued for public sector bank also. Simultaneously, our dedicated team prepared a very detailed report. In fact, it was a kind of policy document which we circulated to all the banks, and Vibewa was the only organization in the country which took this pain to prepare that how works can be assigned, how assessments and all can be done, and we submitted it on not only to the ministries but also to the all banks management. And of course afterwards, lot of other things like in year 2023, you must recall our grand national conference in the Delhi, where delegates from different parts of country, from Jammu to Kanyakumari, all participated here, and that was a significant milestone also in terms of incorporating issues of regional rural banks, because nowadays regional rural banks employees are also very much aware, and but the problem was the same, that their representation was very much less. So they started associating with us. Our EC also incorporated Mr. Surendra Raina from RRB, and afterwards, lot of members from different RRBs, lot of employees from different RRBs became our registered member, and we started working for them as well. And especially when we found that JOS and other accessible environment is not being provided to them, we started writing to all, and the development of the result of that effort has started to be surfacing. But the thing is, we need to go more and more deeper so that every single VI employee gets all those amenities. And afterwards, there was a landmark judgment, friends, given by Supreme Court, that reservation in promotion. So it was initially also vague, up to what a scale and level it will be implemented in public sector banks. So we also aptly clarify to our community that from clerical to the officer grade only it is applicable, though we wish that it should be implemented to up to a scale 4. But since there was a technical glitch and it is a long pending matter in the court, so we wish and we support the cause, and let's see if there can be further substantive something can be done in the future. So now, friends, then we were informed that various banks are not implementing reservation in promotion even after issuance of Supreme Court judgment. We immediately wrote to the DOPT, DFS, and other IA, and we were informed by DFS itself that this matter we had also raised to MSJ, that proper guidelines are not issued to the banks and RRBs. And we are very happy that then MSJ secretary, now also Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, he also supported us a lot. He issued notice to our DFS secretary and other authorities also. And in afterwards, we received a reply from finance ministry showing the circular which they had offered. So getting those circulars, we wrote to all public sector banks, including RRBs, that it should be implemented immediately. And let me share my deep satisfaction on this issue, friends, that these things are which directly impacts our employees. So many of the banks as well as regional rural banks immediately notified reservation in promotion, and many of our existing Vibewa registered members got benefited from those reservation and got the promotion also. So these are some, it is actually very long journey, friends, and summarizing into some 10, 15, 20 minutes is not at all a small task, or it will be to somehow suppress or minuscule our efforts. But the most important thing I can say that in this journey, we got a lot of support from our community members. They showed their trust on the Vibewa. They kept on joining us. Now our membership is around 700 from all public sector banks and regional rural banks, financial institutions. So this is the day I would say with deep satisfaction, but with the commitment to work more and more for our community, I would thank all of you, all those volunteers who have contributed in this journey, all those executive committee members who have given their support and time and effort to the organization. I would say thank you to all, and my best wishes to all the community members, bankers, including myself and our team, so that we can do more and more positive works in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Himanshu sir, for giving valuable inputs about Vibewa, what we have done in the past, what we are doing in the present, and also for the future. Now we will go to the next program, which is our panel discussion with all the panel members. We have different panel members today from different banks who are having very good experience and exposure in all the areas of banking, including branches and also offices. Now I welcome each and every one of them to share their knowledge with us, which helps us in our regular banking. Ms. Muthu Selvi, Senior Manager from Indian Bank.
Welcome, Muthu.
Mr. Manjunath, Senior Manager from Canara Bank.
Welcome, Manjunath ji.
Mr. Sudhakar, Manager from State Bank of India.
Sudhakar ji, you are welcome.
Mr. Amit Pahuja, Assistant Manager from State Bank of India.
Amit ji, स्वागत है आपका.
Mr. Vijay Kumar Shukla, Chief Manager IT from Punjab National Bank.
Vijay Kumar ji, welcome to you.
Ms. Divya Poder, Manager from Punjab National Bank.
Divya ji, swagat hai.
Mr. David Joshi from
Baroda Gujarat Gramin Bank.
Yeah, David ji, welcome. Yeah, so we have the illustrious galaxy of panelists, and apart from them, our own EC members, Dr. G. Vamshi and Shri Dinesh Gujarji, will also be participating in this discussion. So I welcome all of you, and today, basically, upon the completion of 10 years of Vibewa, and we are on the cusp of a new age, I should say, wherein the basic things are fulfilled except for the RRBs in many banks. RRBs is a slightly different story. So we have David Joshi ji from RRB also. But we are at the juncture where we have to review that whether our first report prepared in 2016 has borne fruit or not, and still what are the challenges in the actual implementation of various provisions of law which guarantee the optimum productivity to us, whether we are able to be productive, whether we are able to get our entitlements without any hurdles, without any hassles, and whether the working conditions as a whole are congenial to us and rightfully they promote our work integration. So, and with this view in aim, we are about to launch our second survey also, Pan India survey and RTI queries, which will help us prepare the second report of its kind. As Himanshu was saying, perhaps it is the first of its kind report, industry-wide disability report, not only in India but worldwide. So we are committed to now, after 8 years, again prepare the same, and this time we will take it forward than the earlier times. Earlier government did pay attention to it, but still we felt that something is lacking. So this time we will be carrying it to its logical conclusion. So with this preface, I would call it, I again welcome all the panelists, and we will discuss some key issues. What is the position on those issues as through the lived experiences of our panelists, and what data we should be capturing to take the things forward. So Dr. G. Vamshi, opening remarks, please. Dr. Vamshi, yeah, are you with us? Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Vamshi, before you proceed, just since you are also from the State Bank of India and you are well aware about our case in the CCPD, which I missed, I would really like to just speak on that for a minute before you proceed the panel discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, that's about promotion, and we will be definitely coming to the promotion. And Vibewa has been fighting for it, and the reservation, not only the reservation in promotion, but discrimination in promotion, for which we are taking SBI to task, that their promotion policy has been discriminatory of late. For a couple of years, they have been prescribing the mandatory assignments, which are not doable non-visually. So we have filed the case in CCPD, and we have won it also. CCPD clearly opined in December 2022, I believe, that no, SBI cannot do this. They have to either remove these mandatory conditions or they have to lay down substitute mandatory conditions which a blind person is able to perform. But even after more than 1 year, after that, more than I think 1.5 years, SBI is yet to comply. They have simply stated we will not be complying with it. And now we have to go to the High Court, or we have to take the further route. So we are in that process, but we will not leave it unredressed. Definitely, friends, rest assured, because other banks will also be following suit. They may prescribe some mandatory, they have been prescribing some mandatory conditions, which we cannot do. We cannot do in the sense, we cannot do with the help of the current technology. So there are limitations, because Vibewa's approach is not unrealistic. We always believe in realistic of the situation, because whenever we say we cannot do, many members, many of the friends feel that it is negative. No, but in banking there are certain tasks which really cannot be performed non-visually given the current state of the technology. So, and in CCPD, we explained it very nicely. And before High Court also, we will explain it, and we will make SBI reconsider their promotion policy in line with the realistic appraisal of the working conditions, and they cannot thwart the promotion of VI indefinitely. So, I mean, first, this issue has itself come up as the first issue, I think. So, I would like to know what our panelists and Dr. Vamshi and others they do think about it, and then we will of course go to the other issues.
Yeah. So, am I audible, Rajesh sir?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So, before we go to the practical discussion, I would like to take a small technical confirmation. A yes from a hello from all our panelists.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I did not hear them. Yeah.
Yeah. Let each panelist, Sudhakar sir, can you see, please say hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Vamshi. Hello, Rajesh sir.
Hi sir.
Good evening,
Muthuselvi.
everybody.
No, I think it is working fine.
Yeah. Muthuselvi ji, are you there? Please unmute yourselves, all the panelists.
Am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you.
But we asked you to say hello, not I am audible.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi Muthu.
Yeah.
Right. And Divya Powderji.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm
Hi.
here.
Welcome. Welcome. And Mr. Vijay Kumar from Punjab National Bank.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. Hi. And who else? Mr. David Joshi.
Hello.
Hello. And Amit Pahuja.
Yes, hello everyone.
Yeah. Hi. So
Manjunath
I think
ji, Manjunath is there. Yeah.
Manjunath. Chennagidra.
Manjunath ji.
Manjunath.
He has left, I think, reconnect.
Okay, maybe he'll
He
rejoin.
has to reconnect.
Yeah.
Mr. Jarin Jaws also from Union Bank.
Okay.
Jiran has joined.
Yeah, Jarin
Yeah.
must have joined.
Hi, Jiran ji. How are you? And Dinesh sir, can you say hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinesh is
Hi,
there.
sir. And our Rahul is already audible.
Yeah.
Right. Good.
So we have, in a way, we have jumped medias res, what we call it, in between. Straight away, we have jumped to this issue of the promotion, discrimination in promotion. So yeah, Vamshi ji, I would now ask you to take it forward.
Yeah. I thought it will be take off like an aeroplane, where we'll spend some time without the fuel, then a slow movement, then on the runway, then a 45-degree takeoff into the sky, then little down, then we'll go to the 10,000 feet height. But we took off like a helicopter.
Helicopter, yeah.
Right, La Mahendra Singh Dhoni style helicopter shot.
Correct.
Fine, we'll address this issue now. So, friends, let us first of all have a practical understanding of this promotion subject. Then we'll ask Rajesh sir to present the state of the law on this subject. Blind people join the banks either as a clerk or as a probationary officer. So any clerk joining the bank first is made to sit in the cash counter. There would not be any clerk in the bank who has not done a cash counter job. But when a blind person joins the bank, is he given the cash counter job? The obvious answer is no. That is the reason why Rajesh sir was asked by that cashier in railways, ke andhe log kaise bank mein kaam karte hain. Even I was asked that question by a ticket collector in train. Same, coincidentally, both are from Indian Railways. So, likewise, an officer joining the bank in State Bank of India or Punjab National Bank or Union Bank of India is supposed to see the KYC, that is the Aadhaar card, PAN card, put an initial, verified with original. He has to do the documentation for an advance. He has to issue a gold loan. Can a blind person do all these things? The answer is no. When a blind person cannot do all the jobs that a clerk is doing, and a blind officer is not doing all the jobs which an officer is doing, how come blind persons are being productive? That was supposed to be the first topic of this program. That's why we wanted an aeroplane takeoff. But since everyone is reasonably aware of what we are doing in the banks, there are certain jobs which are very crucial for the banks and where blind people can be productive. So, for example, earlier, while issuing in advance, the role should be first take an application, verify the originals, do the income tax appraisal, IT returns appraisal, documentation, disbursement, etc., etc., etc. But now there are digital advances in every bank where even blind people are issuing, literally issuing. I'm not saying they're practically doing it, but they are marketing digital advances worth crores in each financial year. And SBI, I can safely say they are being awarded for their efforts also. And any speech given by any top management in the bank, by the chairman of all the banks, not just one bank or the other, the managing directors, the executive directors, they talk about we are slowly dispensing with transaction based banking. We are moving towards relationship based banking. The landscape of banking has changed, that we don't want people to issue cash or withdraw deposit cash. We want a cash deposit machine to do it. We don't want documentation, we want digital documentation. That the whole staff should be focused towards building relationship with the customers, talking to customers, understanding their needs, designing the products accordingly, and delivering with excellence in service. These 4 jobs, that designing a product, delivering it through technology, can be done by blind people. When blind people are doing such crucial jobs, why deny them promotions is the basic. So especially in higher cadres where the rural assignments and operational and branch head assignment, there are 3 hurdles in promotions. One is a person is supposed to work in rural or semi-urban area for 1 year, 2 years, either to get the eligibility or to get certain marks in the weightage. Some government of India has clearly defined that persons with disabilities should be exempted from rural and semi-urban assignments. But the other aspect, that is operational assignments or other branch head and other assignments, where they are still, government has not unfortunately come up with any specific guidelines, but the RPWD Act, the Ministry of Finance guidelines, very, very clearly speak the broad spirit of the act and the guidelines, where there should not be any restrictive impositions on persons with disabilities. So the MOF guidelines say that it's not necessary that a blind person or any person with disability should do every job like others. As long as they're productive in a particular area, they should be given only those jobs. And even after getting promoted, they should be posted rather only in such jobs. This is how clearly and how much in detail the Ministry of Finance guidelines have been issued. But still there are banks who are putting these assignments in place, and unfortunately some banks are exempting, some banks are not exempting. This is a burning issue. I would like to speak, when we talk about advocacy, this is a matter of advocacy now, because sensitization we have been trying for so long. I'll first go to our own advocacy leader, Madam Muthu Selvi. Muthu Selvi, what should be the approach of Vibewa, of a blind officer in any bank, when promotion is denied in this manner? That the RPWD Act says no person shall be discriminated on the ground of disability. But here discrimination is not on the ground of disability, but rather because of absence of a particular assignment. We can call it as an indirect discrimination. So, Muthu Selvi, what should be our approach here?
Sir, actually, yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible, Muthu.
So actually now it's time, I think we approach the we take legal course of action. I think apart from CCPD, as Rajesh sir said, we have to go to High Court unless and until there is a clear exemption of certain assignments. This matter will not be resolved, sir. Because in some banks, as you said, in some banks, they are exempting, some banks they are not exempting. So it's high time we get a clear uniform guidelines for all the banks, like reservation and recruitment. So that way, I think it's high time we should take legal course of action. We should approach the High Court.
Basically, to name a few banks are exempting, few are not. Prominently, SBI is not exempting, and they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
having
it's
some
not.
mandatory assignments.
Yeah,
Let us not shrink away from taking the names, because there's no problem, right?
correct,
So
correct.
I would give an analogy. I would here give an analogy. They say that we don't discriminate on the ground of disability,
Disability.
but in an analogy, there is a tree in the forest, and whosoever can climb this tree the fastest is going to get the fruits. Naturally, the monkey is going to climb, not the squirrel, not the snake, or not the reptiles, isn't it? So
Yeah.
here we are like reptiles. We can't climb up, but the monkeys can jump. So
Yeah.
this has to be convinced. Do you think, Muthu, that legally it's really easy task to convince a judge? Because the argument comes that what's the problem? There is assistive technology, accessibility you are trying for, so you do the things and get the promotion.
No,
So
actually, as far as the yes, sir, technology is there, but
Yeah.
as far as banks are concerned, there are some risks involved as far as financial issues are concerned, because the like sometimes we need to see the signature, so there are some risks are involved. So alternatively, we can be we can be utilized productively, as Vamshi Ji was giving in his opening remarks. So we can convince the court, we can give alternative, because see, when you, like for examples, when you be in head office or any corporate office or any zonal office, almost everybody has to do this follow-up jobs, even irrespective of their positions.
Yeah.
Being a DGM or AGM or chief managers, they don't need to involve in financial things. So almost everybody is doing follow-up jobs in different ways, in like based on their cadres. So in such way, not only in branches, so not everybody has to work in branch. So that way we can convince the courts, that way we can justify ourselves. Even the office memorandum 2008, not about promotion. So like even when recruiting, when in the stage of recruitment itself, they can say that the relaxation the standard for eligibility can be relaxed at some point of time. So that way we can discuss and we can justify ourselves.
Yeah, thank you, Muthu. Thank you very much. Here, it's one thing to fight for our rights in the advocacy mode. At the same time, when tomorrow a judge or any management of the bank, or when we go and meet the Ministry of Finance on this subject, when they ask ki, chalo humne maan liya as a right you have, but still practically give us some rough idea where you can be productive at scale 4, scale 5. So I would request, our Sudhakar sir, who has been doing something which very few, I don't think even another blind person is doing. I'll be happy if I'm corrected. But he is working as a manager CIBIL. We all know the credit information company CIBIL. It's a very important role. And he has been working as a, as Muthu said, alternative jobs. So Sudhakar sir, can you please throw some light on what you had been doing as a manager CIBIL, nodal officer CIBIL for the entire circle, mind you friends, for the entire state of Telangana? He is the only person in charge of CIBIL. And also Sudhakar sir, we keep discussing this often. Other roles at a scale 4, scale 5, where blind people can be productive, higher capacity role.
Yeah. Good evening, friends. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, friends. So to tell you about myself, I have been working as Circle Nodal Officer for CICs. Now the role has been changed. Now that from April 26th onwards, there was a new circular which has given by RBI, wherein compensation will be levied on banks. I'm not going to discuss about it, but yes, I have been working as a nodal officer for the last 6 years, and friends, this role requires continuous, continuous complaint resolution, and we have to be, we have to convince customers why they should make payment into return of accounts and all, and it's a great journey for me as personally also, because I could convince some customers who had paid lakhs and lakhs towards interest. I'm not even talking about principal amount. Correct. It was great working as nodal officer. Yes, and right. So the discussion which we were having about, how should we convince the High Court and all. Now, I would say for
Sir, Sudhakar sir,
promotions, yeah, yeah,
Sudhakar sir, thank you. Sorry for interruption. Just
yeah,
1 or 2 minutes as your daily routine.
yeah. Okay, you want me to tell me the daily
Operational,
routine?
not at
Yeah,
a
operational.
conceptual level, but at an operational level.
Yeah. Yeah, so operationally, what I have to do is I'll be receiving complaints from various forums, right from banking ombudsman, prime ministers, Ingrams, CPC, customers directly, from all four CICs, from branches. There will be some legal representatives who will be, sending complaints on behalf of the customers. I have to verify each and every account and get confirmation whether customer had completely paid or not. Because many a times I also get letters, handwritten letters from customers stating that they have made entire payment. In one case, it so happened that I received a no-due certificate stating, customer stating that this certificate was given by, by a branch manager, and when verified, there was no signature on it. And when I referred it to the branch manager said that that was a fraudulent customer. And when I send the reply mail to the customer stating that there is no signature, he signed by himself. He signed it and sent it back to me. Right. So there's a lot of risk involved in this also. Right. I mean, there is risk involved, but which can be mitigated by being doubly conscious. And I have to verify, our core banking solutions, contact branches, and even certain times I have to convince customers stating that they have to, if they want a clean sheet in their civil report, or CIC report, they have to make even a single. They should not leave even a single pipe. Uh, you know, uh, and day in and day out, I'll be interacting with customers, branches, and resolving complaints. Uh, and yeah, this is in short about what I do, of course. But each and every complaint will be different, and risks involved is also is not a minimal risk. I mean, it will be, if I say that customer, and again I have to, certain times I have to contact even ARCs also, from whom I have to get confirmation, and which is a tough job for anyone to get information from ARCs. And getting things done from CICs is also a challenging task, because CICs, we have to maintain very good liaison. Reason being that we, from bank, probably I'll be the only person contacting him from SBI Hyderabad circle, but there will be each official of CIC, they'll be interacting with 300-400 financial institutions. So this is, in short, what I do. Like, a lot of liaison with branches, a lot of liaison with CICs, and with due respect to RBI, we have to even have very good relationship with ombudsman team of RBI also. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
this
So
good,
some
Pankaj?
other jobs, sir, which we can do in zonal offices,
Right.
LHOs at higher scales.
Yes, as Muthu was rightly saying, Muthu sir was rightly saying that in administrative offices, majority of the jobs are either, let me be blunt, okay, they are, I am being blunt, I know, we are more like telephone operators, but with discussions with at a different level. We'll be contacting branches, we'll be contacting regional business offices or regional offices. Corporate. If you are in corporate center, then you'll be different. interacting with the different zones and all, right? Now, what kind of jobs can be done? In LHO, I am working not only as circle nodal officer for CICs, I am also following it for certain aspects of credit where early warning system and even early review sanctions, these two other aspects also which I am looking after. For these two, excuse me, for these two, what I would require is to be good with Excel, minimum for Excel knowledge like VLOOKUP, a pivot table. If I have these two, because any person can will be very much helpful in working with LHOs. Right? I am working in Circle Credit Office where commercial loans will be followed up. Excuse me. No. So what we do is we have to follow it up with branches and different functionaries about asking to do certain tasks on a timely basis. As I worked as faculty also, I can also say that that is another job which can be done independently. And all LHO jobs where follow-up is required and majority and decision making as such will be comparatively less in administrative offices. In administrative offices, decision making will be less compared to branches and processing cells. Yes, for follow up and even for business development, visual impaired can be utilized in a much effective manner. As Vamshi was talking about relationship management and banking, yes, that is another area where we can definitely, because even after 2-3 years also, if somebody says hello, I have seen people recognizing VIPs like visually impaired persons will definitely recognize their voice, what kind of products they have taken, what was the relationship. This all can be comfortably be taken care by vision impaired. And yeah, coming to the main topic of this, the one which we were talking about, promotions. Yes, for me, promotions. If we talk about promotions, we should also talk about identification of roles in the bank. These two are like two sides of a coin. As Vamshi and Rajesh Sasudan sir were talking about, the question which we will have will be that, why should, what will be the positions in which visually impaired can be used in scale 4 or 5 and so on. Like in such cases, unless and until role identification is done scientifically with making all the stakeholders part of the identification of jobs, right? Probably the second round of survey would would encourage would include such information, what all jobs can be done. The reason why I'm telling that is, in State Bank of India we had one circular in 2012 which talks about which has given some jobs activities. I would say those are activities rather than roles. Now majority of them happen to be redundant. So in such case, if this is not done scientifically, probably, even I would suggest that I'm sure, in many of the banks, we do not have specific identification of roles which was done scientifically. So while, while putting forth our point in High Court or anywhere, this should also be emphasized. Yes, it might take some time. I do agree. But this is very much required.
Yeah,
Promotion.
thank you, Sudhakar sir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to sum it up, we can go on this discussion. To sum it up, One, the spirit of RPWD Act and the MOF guidance say that jobs where visually impaired can be productive should be assigned, and such performance should be recognized. Such recognition should take the form of performance appraisal and lead to promotions. And even after promotions, people should be posted in such identified jobs. And if this is not happening, as Muthu said, we should in fact take the advocacy route. And along with advocating for the promotions, we should also pray to the courts to instruct all the banks to identify jobs, designation based job identification. Not that blind people can do this. A blind clerk, what are all the roles? Blind scale 1 officer, blind scale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should pray the court, because unless courts intervene, things are not going to happen. So this is about the promotions. But no, promotions are the next level needs. But first of all, basically when a person joins and he is asked by his own branch manager, a blind person joining, I know a blind person who was asked by his branch manager, no, why are you here? किस काम करने के लिए आए हो बैंक में? So such questions, usually people are posted in branches. Even if someone joins as a probationer, he will be first posted to a branch. So now I request Amit Pahuja to throw some light on what a blind person can do basically at a beginning level in branches. Amit?
Good evening, everyone. Sorry for interruption. Actually, I'm Jerin from Union Bank of India. I could not speak earlier when I was called because of the permission issues for the committee.
Welcome.
So just thought of saying a hi. So
Yeah.
request Amit Pahuja sir to continue, please.
Amit?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, even I, from last 10 years that I've had in the bank, even I feel what Mithu said, that even it's high time that we should take a legal route, because we've been trying with CCPD, though they have made the directions. But if I specifically talk about my bank, SBI is reluctant to imply the directions shared by CCPD. So I know, as some of you said, that it is a difficult path to take this legal route. But then, what else option do we have? We have to go by the legal routes only.
Yeah, Amit, branches may know what are all the things that we do. Blind person, when they go to a branch, what usually we people do?
So it depends. Generally, initially they ask you to do telecalling, like PAPL calling and all of that. But if I talk about myself, we have to make our route. So I'm taking the digital portfolio of the branch, from onboarding to the entire digital journey. So right now I'm doing everything, like the entire YONO process, from registration to internet banking to the internet banking.
Yeah,
grievance.
Amit, I'm sorry, I interrupted Sudhakar sir also. I'll interrupt you also. See, we people are in SBI, or some people might be in Union Bank or Punjab National Bank. We are familiar with the terms. Okay, what is YONO? What is something else? What is, so operationally, what is the tasks? Go by task by task.
Okay, so from onboarding the journey, like from the opening of the account to providing them with internet banking and all the digital services that we have, the UPI services. So with the help of the technology, we are able to do that very independently.
And other jobs?
Jobs.
So what is your role in onboarding, in giving these digital channels in all this journey? What is the role of a blind clerk or an officer in a branch?
So basically what happens is most of the bank have their digital app, right? So when a customer approaches us for opening the account, so we ask the customer to download that specific app, and we ask them to feed the data that they have and generate a reference number. So we help, a blind person can definitely help the customers to do this. And once the reference number is generated, the clerk can open the account using the OVDs and all the documents that they have. That's how the journey starts, the digital journey starts.
Great.
And once the account gets opened, during that time only internet banking is provided within that app itself, and the customer is independently used internet banking without even the ATM card. Like at the account opening time itself, the customer gets the internet banking. So that's how the digital journey works.
Yeah. So great. So also someone who has been working very nicely in branches, I request, because see, we can talk about all the subjects, but the main thrust should be on first empowerment, how to be productive. So we'll spend some time, another 5-10 minutes here. Divya from Punjab National Bank. Yeah, please, Jyoti.
Yeah, Manjunath is some important work in bank actually. He wanted to speak.
Okay, so Manjunath from Bangalore. He's from Canara Bank, and I know he's been working in I think loan recoveries. Manjunath, yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Manjunath, good evening.
Sir, good evening. First of all, let me congratulate Vibewa for successfully completing 10 years. Sorry, I could not follow the group. I was a bit, had some small engagement at branch today. So, set to speak now. So, yes, thanks for the opportunity. And I'm presently posted in branch. Mine is basically a scale 5 branch, where we have one scale 5 assistant general manager, two senior managers, one manager, and 5 officers. So I'm comfortably placed. And my roles, especially now, as I understood now, we are mostly focusing on the thrust area of branches, what we can do at branch. To start with, I'll try to brief it as quickly as possible, because I think many more speakers to come will listen to them as well. And see, to start with, first thing we should avoid, because I heard some of my friends, they say, being a scale 3, why should I give a statement? Being a scale 3, why should I give an interest certificate? Being a scale 2, why should I do this? This we should leave it. Especially in my branch, it's most crowded. And why, I'll tell you why we should get posted in the branches. I'll focus first on that. See, first we'll identify where we will fit in. So first thing, as I said, should not hesitate to take up any work, because nobody will come and ask you why you are doing this. Their customers come and go, but their needs to be met in a timely manner. Quickly, if you give the service, they're happy and go out. And by the time I joined in 2023 May. Even I had the same apprehension, so not to go to branch. I took a chance because there were already 2 senior managers. I was the third one. So slowly they removed one more senior manager this year. And now we slowly took up a challenge. Now I do everything. I don't hesitate to do, be it from SMA follow-ups, NPA recovery, and attending all the queries, attending customers. And most advantage, we being in the branch, especially after the fully implementation of Ghosh Committee guidelines. You don't believe me, though we are in Karnataka, I am the only person Kannada speaking in the entire branch. We are nearly 16 to 17 staff, sub-staff and myself. We are the only 2 Kannada speakers. Any fighting, any misunderstanding happening between staff and customer, I need to rush there. So I am most accepted person in the branch only for this reason. Because apparently my branch head is also non-Kannadiga. He needs some assistance. I'll go there. I speak to them. And I try to get some good business. I'm taking care of all the digital leads of the branch, contacting all the customers, establishing the relations.
Manjunath, I ask as I ask everyone. When we talk about digital leads, people understand, but there might be someone in our participants who has just joined the bank last month or 2 months ago. So for everyone's understanding, when we say digital leads and onboarding, how does it operationally happen?
Their analytical leads are pushed into. we need to open the portal, because these portals are basically now accessible. We need to log in there, see that, and which lead he is fitting in. We'll understand, we talk to them, because customer, most of the times customer may not know this, because based on the recent behavior, recent transactions, he has been identified by the system. So that we talk to them. We need to understand these are the products we have. Anything required, please come to branch. When they come, and when all others are busy, you don't believe, in our branch, it's an average 700 to 800 receipts are there, both payments and receipts. And more than 1,500 pensioners are there in the pensioners are there in the branch. So they need a kind of handholding when they come, and their loans, their children, they want to make some deposits, they want to send out some money to their children. So we need to do some forex. So we need to handhold them when they come. We need to talk to them politely. So that kind of personalized service when we are offering, they're least bothered you are a person with vision impairment or sighted. These things, especially our people, those who are stepping into banking industry now, they need to understand. And in administration, it is mostly it is a monotonous. You are given a job of some follow-ups and kind of thing, where you have in the branch, you are get to experience. There are so many things. So that way, you can surely try. And these are the few things I think I mostly covered. What are the things I am handling presently?
Thank you, Manjunath. Yeah, thank you, Manjunath. And friends, now there are many stakeholders in problem solving.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry, if I'm allowed to speak.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So basically, we are talking about the jobs in branches. So I was also in branch actually from 2010, and then in between only 1 year I was in a zonal office. So remaining all the time, because I joined head office only last year. So in branches, so Manjunath sir was saying so many jobs. Apart from that, there is one job which we can do very productively. Now the government is more focusing on this banks to mobilize this PMJJBY, PMSBY, and Atal Pension Yojana. So we can mobilize, and for example, like the many branches, they will have BCs, banking correspondents. So they will mobilize the schemes, and so they need a person, actually branch need a person to enroll it in the computer. So when I was in the branch, I was enrolling the all the schemes in the computer, so the branch could get first position because of the BC's mobilization. So that way we can contribute on this area actually, because the portal is also accessible. So as they dictate, we can verify the things in our core banking, and also we can do that job. And apart from that, I'll quickly finish. Apart from that, when advances are concerned, we can even type the visit report, and we can type the appraisal notes, and all the things can be drafted. Notes, because I was doing that actually. Visit report, appraisal note, and all the things. And only one thing, final thing, Manjunath sir was very well said, because many friends said I am scale 3, I am scale 4, why I should do this job. As far as I have started as a probationary officer, in fact, when I joined, I distributed the different forms also. I did not hesitate to do any job actually. So as a visually impaired person, I strongly feel that whatever the work comes, we should not hesitate in taking up the work. Slowly, we can show our ability, we can show our skills, and they will, understand us. So we should not.
Thank you, Muthu. Thank you. And here, friends, we have different stakeholders, like we, the visually impaired, the bank managements, the NGOs like Vibewa. I would like to rope in someone here who he does have a lot of experience in the banking, but also a great experience in the trade union movement, in the welfare associations within the bank. I request Jerin Kosechi from Kerala to throw his perspective on this entire subject, not just from an employee perspective, but as a trade union leader, what does happen at the management level. So, Mr. Jerin?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the opportunity.
Sorry to interrupt. First, let
please.
us complete the branch experience. Let Poddar speak.
Yeah. We'll go there, sir.
So may I continue or shall we?
Yeah. Please, Jaren, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I am Jaren Jose. I'm working as a senior manager in Union Bank of India at Ernakulam Regional Office in Kerala. Yeah. So, in terms of the work experience that everybody was sharing about, I too joined as a probationary officer more than a decade ago. So at that time, the awareness about visually impaired people and how people will work in banks, especially in the financial sector, people had a lot of questions. Even I was also not given any work in the initial time. I was asked to sit idle, and the department head whom I was reporting to, he openly said in front of everyone that he doesn't want me in the department. So there were many issues which affects the self-esteem. Especially, I was working with Wipro before I joined Union Bank of India. So that was a demoralizing situation initially. So I thought this might be the situation with everyone. So, but the blessing was I was given ample enough time to learn things through the circulars and through handholding of the others. So I was posted in the credit recovery department in the first part, where I used to take care of the SMA accounts, special mentioned accounts, the defaulting accounts, and then the asset classification part that they downgrade from SMA 0 to SMA 1 and to SMA 2 and eventually to NPA classification. So I used to take care of that part, not just the follow-up part. I used to follow up with the branches at that point of time. Plus, I used to guide branches, and whenever branches had issues with calculations or if an account had turned NPA and they want to upgrade it or to get it closed or to settle it by haircuts or those part of things I used to involve in. So at that time, whenever a customer is coming to upgrade an account or close an account or even to settle an NPA account by incurring sacrifices, so I used to help branches in the calculation part. Definitely there are scoring patterns and everything. So once we are thorough with it, we'll be able to score a customer based on the different type, like the means of the borrower, what is the legal position, what is the collateral coverage. Based on such situations, we will be able to, if the scoring is thorough, we'll be able to score the borrower and we can fit into a bracket under which we can settle. For example, 60 to 70% of the running ledger or whatever, the loan outstanding. So if we can understand that, then we can definitely negotiate, provided the sanctioning authority has confidence in us. The confidence will have to gain. There is no other way. Gaining the confidence was my biggest challenge. So once I gained the confidence, I was given opportunities to negotiate or to assist branches in settlements. That was the first part of my career, and later I moved into credit compliance and credit monitoring. In that part, I am involved in the implementation of restructurings now CDR, SDR, outside SDR. No restructuring packages have been withdrawn by RBI, but still the resolution committees are there, especially for the CQ units under MSME category and everything. So those things will be sanctioned by the competent authority and it has to be implemented. So at that point, branches would require expertise assistance in implementing it in Finacle. So there I am supporting to the best that I am able to in Finacle, implementing the restructuring packages in Finacle. That is one of my key responsibilities now. That is one part. And second is collateral management. Whatever collaterals branches are updating in Finacle, catering to various kind of loans. It could be mobile properties, it could be a pledge of gold or hypothecation of stock, whatever it is. So that part have been taken care properly, that I monitors, and wherever there are difficulties or irregularities, I inform the same to the branches and assist them in rectifying it. So that collateral management, and if branches face any issues in that part, in Finacle, they contact me. In short, I assist my branches as a first point of technical support. Though I am in credit compliance and monitoring department, in terms of Finacle, we act as a first point of technical support. So that is another responsibility, collateral management. Then the usual things like whatever branches and various other processing centers have sanctioned in the past 1 month, we call it as branch manager delegation power in Union Bank of India. So whatever has been sanctioned in the past 1 month, those accounts we analyze it deeply, whether the disbursement are in proper order or if any disbursement has been made to the customer account, whether is it according to the prevailing guidelines, and if it has been disbursed to the account, whether the end use has been verified properly. So those kind of things, and whether the sanctioning has been correctly fed in Finacle. That part also we take care. I mean, for example, the
all
loan
these things,
tenure.
Jerin sir, all these things you verify this Finacle with what?
Finacle with what means?
Means, for example, I look at my core banking in SBI about an advance. Suppose a gold loan limit is fed as something, the collateral value is fed as something, but when it comes to SME, the hypothecation of stock would be fed as something. So how do you verify its authenticity?
Basically, the sanctioning part is taken care in another
naturally
LAPS, lending automation processing system. So there we have the option for the sanction note. Okay, so that part will be later uploaded into Finacle to open the account. This is how it is working. So if there are any errors, we can identify it, especially drawing power is derived from the collaterals in case of hypothecation of stock. So if there could be instances where the drawing power is much lower than the sanction limit because of the inadequacy of the stock. So there could be such instances. These are just warnings or indicators that something is wrong in the collateral value, or there could be the drawing power indicator itself could be given wrong. Like for if the drawing power has to be derived from the collateral and by mistake branch has given the drawing power as equal to the limit without consideration of the collateral value. So that is also wrong. So there could be such instances which we can identify in this way. Yeah. And we can guide the branches for correction.
Yeah. So we mean to say, all of us, we mean to say, and there are now enough experiences that it's not just feeding something in banks, even in general, forget about blindness. In general, all these roles are very much present, which have to be anyway being done either by a sighted person or a blind person. So the understanding is that when there are such roles which have to be done like this, better give such roles to blind people and recognize their performance and promotions. And Mr. Jerin here, again, Rahul told me about you. So even as a trade union leader, as an association leader, where do you see when things don't happen at the management level, at the apex level? Is it lack of sensitivity? Is it lack of awareness, or is it lack of proper understanding, or is it lack of proper conveying of the disability laws and provisions, where things are getting stuck?
Actually, on a personal viewpoint, I will think it as a mix. Like there are issues of sensitivity. I mean, people may be not aware about the things, how things are done, or what are the actual issues that we face. There could be one part of it, and some people are there who are aware about it, but do not want to act on it. That is second issue. And the third means this part, the people who may not be wanting to act on it might want to avoid the work burden that may come to them. That is one thing. Or the second thing, if they take the effort, it may be on them on a later point. So that also makes people afraid to take initiatives. And a third thing is that we escalate it to the maximum highest points. But in typically in Union Bank of India, there are instances where things are received well and things are not received very well. In such occasions, on my personal experience, it is that the person who is listening to the issue holds the keys. If he understands the issue and if he is convinced with the solution that we suggest, then he or she will be putting it forward for the next level. if that person thinks it doable. Otherwise, if the person thinks it belongs to a minuscule category of people, and efforts need not be wasted on that, or it is not worth the effort. In such situations, it stucks there. It really stucks there, and to progress further, it is very difficult.
Yeah, we need a change in the personnel then.
Right. So we usually we try our best to convince, because practical scenarios, if we can explain, they may understand to an extent. And with that experiences, if they try to understand the problem and the solutions we suggest, then things could happen.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jarin. And again on the same job identification part, someone else in Punjab National Bank who is doing well in branches for a long time is Divya Poder. मैडम जी, आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस में जो भी लोगों ने अब तक कहा कि we are marketing, we are opening accounts, we are at least we are in the process of opening the accounts, we are doing SMA recovery, NPA recovery, इन चीजों के साथ साथ और क्या काम कर सकते हैं हम एज ए ब्लाइंड पर्सन इन
ब्रांचेस में? सर, पहली बात तो मैं सीनियर मैनेजर हूँ पंजाब नेशनल बैंक में, और मैंने शुरू से ही ब्रांच में ही वर्क किया है. Initially, I have joined Punjab National Bank as a probationary officer, or I have done all of the work which I can do. I have not denied any work that I will not do. For having image in the staff, we should have the knowledge of our bank guidelines and circulars. To guide your staff, to guide the customer, if you have knowledge, nobody will you back. Nobody can turn back to you. Your image will also be good in the branch, and you will be needful, acceptful in the branch. और साथ के साथ जितने भी कस्टमर्स आते हैं उनका जो नीड को पूरा करे, कस्टमर को वही चाहिए. कस्टमर के लिए कोई स्केल 1 नहीं, कोई स्केल 2 नहीं, कोई स्केल 3 नहीं, कोई क्लर्क नहीं. उनको सिर्फ अपने काम से मतलब है, उनका काम पूरा होना चाहिए, और हमें अपनी गाइडलाइंस को देखते हुए उनके काम को पूरा करना. तो जो भी काम मिले, जो हम कर सकते हैं, वो हमें करना चाहिए.
Thank you, Divya. See, friends, for all understanding of all the participants, especially the youngsters, while others spoke about, in fact, everyone touched on the subject, but the core that Divya has touched upon here is the attitude. Is the attitude of a blind person. Ki, as long as we are productive, we should do everything that we can do. Just see a small comparison. While talking about promotions, we are saying don't confine to this particular area. Blind person ये कर सकता है, करने दो और promotion दो. But जब काम करने के समय हमें नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि ये मेरा काम है क्या, ये scale 1 का काम है क्या, ये scale 5 का काम है क्या. So both in performance of job as well as in promotions, जो हम कर सकते हैं वो हम करेंगे, और जो हमें नहीं करना चाहिए वो हम नहीं करेंगे. So this should be the stand. So very rich experience here. And see, urban class of people, it's one thing to be talking about, customers come and take internet banking, customers they know what is SMA, but its case is not same in rural areas. Regional rural banks many customers will be not aware of what basic banking is. Many illiterate customers will be coming. So day in, day out, we'll be facing a lot of customers who themselves, they cannot. I worked in a rural area for 1 year. Customers don't know their account number. They just come with a passbook. यहाँ है. They'll simply say, इस book में है. पैसा account में है या नहीं मुझे नहीं मालूम. इस book में है तो पैसा है, इस book में नहीं है तो पैसा नहीं. So this will be the level of awareness on knowledge. So now, Mr. David Joshi from RRB, आपका क्या सोच है?
David Joshi, Vamshi sir.
Huh?
Vamshi sir.
Yeah.
David Joshi is not there. Rahul wants to speak, sir.
Yeah. So now, Rahul, so now I request Dinesh sir, we spoke at length about job identification, how to perform, how to fight for our promotions, what our rights are. To take to the next steps, that is what is accessibility, what is assistive technology, trainings, all these things. Now I request my fellow host, Dinesh Gujjar sir. Sir, please take it forward to the next aspects of this program, sir.
Mr. President, General Secretary, my executive colleagues, my dear special guests, and all my members. So very good evening. आज विबिवा के 10 वर्ष पूरे होने पे मैं आप सभी को हार्दिक शुभकामना और बधाई देता हूं। हमारे सामने दो तरह की चुनौतियां हैं। एक वो चुनौती है जो भारत सरकार या बैंकों के दिशा निर्देश में आ गई है लेकिन इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हुई है। दूसरी चुनौती है कि भविष्य को कैसे ले जाना है, आगे कौन कौन से काम आने वाले हैं। इससे पहले कि मैं उन डिटेल्स में जाऊं, कुछ सुझाव मुझे हमारे ग्रुप के थ्रू मिले हैं जो शायद ज्वाइन करने में समर्थ नहीं है या कहीं उनको काम है। उन सुझावों पर मैं यहाँ चर्चा कर लेता हूँ, फिर मैं आगे की बात करता हूँ। एक सुझाव ये आया कि विबिवा को जेआईबी और सीआईबी के कोर्सेज का ऑडियो स्टूडियो तैयार करना चाहिए और नए बच्चों को जो जेआईबी सीआईबी कर रहे हैं उन्हें उनको प्रोवाइड करना चाहिए। एक सुझाव यह है कि जो विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड कार मेंटेन करते हैं उनके ड्राइवर के अलाउंस के बारे में या ड्राइवर की सैलरी के बारे में भी एक डिमांड आनी चाहिए। एक सुझाव यह है कि जो लड़कियां मैटरनिटी लीव पे जाती हैं क्योंकि उनको एडिशनल केयर करने की जरूरत होती है अपने बच्चों की, तो उन्हें भारत सरकार द्वारा दी जाने वाली छुट्टियों के अलावा भी एक डिमांड होनी चाहिए हमारी तरफ से, ताकि वो अपने घर को ठीक से चला सके, अपने बच्चे की केयर कर सके। दोस्तों, जो पोस्ट आइडेंटिफिकेशन का मामला है, सबसे पहले हमें ये देखना है कि जो पहले काम हुआ है वो कल्पना के आधार पे हुआ है, क्योंकि पहले किसी को नहीं पता था कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं और क्या नहीं कर सकते हैं। ऐसे प्रश्न बहुत सारे उठ के आए हमारे सामने। अंधे को बैंक में क्या काम देंगे, क्यों उठ के आए प्रश्न समाज की तरफ से। इसे हमें पॉजिटिव वे में लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि किसी को नहीं पता था कि हम क्या काम कर सकते हैं। इसलिए जो भी पोस्टें उस समय आइडेंटिफाई होंगी या काम दिया गया होगा, केवल क्योंकि रिजर्वेशन था, उतना परसेंट लेना है, इसलिए उनको लिया गया। आज हमारा सौभाग्य है कि हमारे सामने एक से एक बड़ी प्रतिभा है, अलग अलग तरह के काम कर रहे हैं। अभी आपने सुना होगा, सब लोग अलग अलग तरह के काम कर रहे हैं। तो आज हमारे पास असेसमेंट करने के लिए एक बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म है। हम ये कह सकते हैं कि कितना ही काम है, ऐसे कितने ही काम हैं जो ब्लाइंड कर सकता है। क्या किसी ने ये कल्पना की थी जब हम बैंकों में आए थे कि ब्लाइंड टेक्नोलॉजी में सामान्य लोगों को असिस्ट करेंगे? ये हमने कभी कल्पना की थी? किसी बैंक वाले से पूछते तो वो कभी हाँ करता इस बात के लिए? या भारत सरकार या आपके और कोई अधिकारी इस बात के लिए हाँ करते? वो नहीं करते, क्योंकि ये काल्पनिक प्रश्न था। मैं अपनी बात कंटिन्यू रखूंगा, लेकिन इस बीच में मैं इस तथ्य की पुष्टि के लिए आपके सामने एक अनुभव को लाना चाहता हूं, कैसे हम हमारे बैंक के लोगों को टेक्नोलॉजिकली असिस्ट कर रहे हैं और उसके लिए उन्हें क्या करना पड़ा। तो बीच में मैं इनवाइट कर रहा हूं मिस्टर विजय शुक्ला, चीफ मैनेजर, हु इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ सीबीएस हेल्प डेस्क इन मुंबई। मिस्टर विजय।
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। थैंक यू दिनेश सर। और मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
यस यस।
मैं पंजाब नेशनल बैंक में 2014 में ज्वाइन किया। विवेवा के साथ साथ मुझे भी 10 इयर्स हो चुके हैं पीएनबी में ज्वाइन किए हुए। जुलाई 2014 में ज्वाइन किया था। उसके पहले मैं स्टेट बैंक में था, एसबीआई में 3.5 इयर्स वहाँ पे काम किया क्लरिकल में। और बाकी लोगों ने जैसे अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किए, मेरे साथ भी सेम इश्यूज आया, बट खैर वो अलग बात हो गई। अब पीएनबी चूज करने का मेरा मेन जो मोटिव था यही था कि क्योंकि जब मैं एसबीआई में था तो एक पीएनबी में क्लर्क थी जिनको मैं कंप्यूटर सिखाने जाता था, तो उनसे मुझे पता चला कि पंजाब नेशनल बैंक में विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड को सॉफ्टवेयर दिया जा रहा है और उनकी ट्रेनिंग भी हो रही है, और उस समय दिनेश सर ने ही ट्रेनिंग जयपुर में अरेंज करवाया था। तो मेरे मन में बात आई कि काश अगर ऐसा कुछ ऑप्शन आए कि आप बैंक चेंज कर सकते हो, तो मैं एसबीआई छोड़ के पीएनबी में आ जाऊं। और उसके बाद मैंने आईबीपीएस का फॉर्म भरा और वहाँ पे मेरी फर्स्ट चॉइस पीएनबी थी, तो पीएनबी मैंने ज्वाइन कर ली एज ये एमटी मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग करके, और आफ्टर टेकिंग प्रमोशन फ्रॉम 1 to 2, 2 to 3 एंड नाउ आई एम स्केल 4। जब मैं ज्वाइन किया तो वहाँ पे विनोद जोशी सर थे। मुझे पीएनबी में तो इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई क्योंकि उन्होंने शायद दिनेश सर के साथ काम किया था, तो उनको पता था कि विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड कैसे काम करते हैं और वो क्या कर सकते हैं। तो उसके लिए उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि आपको मुझे यहीं पे जरूरत है मेरे आईटी डिपार्टमेंट में, और वहाँ पे मुझे आईटी डिपार्टमेंट में उन्हें रख लिया। उस समय फिनिकल 7 था, तो जिन्होंने काम किया होगा मोस्टली बैंकों में फिनिकल 7 होता है, उनको पता होगा कि फिनिकल 7 में काम करना इतना आसान नहीं था, वो इतना एक्सेसिबल नहीं था। तो स्टार्टिंग में मुझे इंटरनेट बैंकिंग, मोबाइल बैंकिंग का कस्टमर को गाइड करना, ब्रांचेस को गाइड करना, और उसके साथ साथ सिस्टम में जो भी चेंजेस करने यूजर रिलेटेड, वो मैं काम करता था। और फिनिकल 7 पे भी थोड़े बहुत जितनी एक्सेसिबिलिटी थी उस हिसाब से काम करता था। धीरे धीरे मैंने नॉलेज गेन की, और 2018 में जैसे ही फिनिकल 7 से फिनिकल 10 माइग्रेट हुआ, तो वो तो फुल्ली एक्सेसिबल है। उसके बाद तो इशू ही आना बंद हो गया। फिर आईटी में काम करते करते, आईटी जो अदर बैंक है उनको एक बार मैं बता देना चाहता हूँ कि आईटी डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर काम कौन कौन से आते हैं। तो मैं इस समय मुंबई सिटी सर्कल को हैंडल करता हूँ, जिसके अंदर 47 ब्रांचेज हैं। 47 ब्रांचेज का हार्डवेयर प्रोक्योरमेंट, मतलब डेस्कटॉप हो उनका जो भी है, यूपीएस, बैटरी, नेटवर्किंग डिवाइसेस, सारा प्रोक्योरमेंट वो मेरे अंडर में आता है। उनकी एएमसी एएमसी पूरा मैं मैनेज करता हूँ, जो भी है, चाहे यूपीएस के हो, बैटरी हो, या सॉफ्टवेयर की एएमसी हो, कोई भी अदर देन है, वो सारा हैंडल करते हैं। उसके साथ साथ जो भी टेक्निकल इश्यूज आते हैं इन सभी ब्रांचेज में, टेक्निकल इशू इन द सेंस की सिस्टम से रिलेटेड प्लस कुछ नॉलेज बेस पे, नॉलेज बेस मतलब काम कर रहे हैं फिनिकल में, सीबीएस में काम कर रहे हैं, मगर उनको पता नहीं है कि कुछ एरर आ रहा है तो इस पे कैसे काम करना है। तो वो सारी चीजें जो है वहां पे हम यहाँ पे हैंडल करते हैं। उसमें नॉलेज बेस भी हो गया और कुछ टेक्निकल चीजें भी हो गई। तो वो वही है कि नॉलेज अगर आपके पास रहेगा तो आप नॉलेज डेफिनेटली सामने वाले को आप पास ऑन करोगे, और वो आपको उसका रिवॉर्ड भी मिलने वाला है। और वो भले कहीं पे भी चले जाए, किसी भी सर्कल में, बट आपको ही याद करेंगे। और दूसरा जो प्रोक्योरमेंट की बात है, हार्डवेयर, सब लोगों को लगता होगा कि अभी ये कैसे नोट जो पुटअप होता होगा तो उसको कैसे इनको पता चलता होगा ये नोट प्रॉपर बना है कि नहीं बना है। तो मेरी जो टीम है, जो फंक्शनल मैनेजर है मेरी, वो जो भी नोट प्रिपेयर करती है वो मेरे एक पीसी में वो सॉफ्ट कॉपी रख देती है। तो सॉफ्ट कॉपी मैं पहले रीड कर लेता हूँ, जो भी उन्होंने नोट बनाया हुआ है। अगर उसमें कुछ चेंजेस करना होता है तो मैं उनको गाइड कर देता हूँ कि आप इसको ऐसे चेंजेस कर दीजिए। और उसके बाद वो प्रॉपर चेंजेस करने के बाद फिर वो प्रिंट आउट लेके फिर उसके बाद ये वो सिग्नेचर लेती हैं और आगे पुट ऑन होता है डीसीएच और सर्कल हेड को अप्रूवल के लिए। तो सॉफ्टवेयर जो है काफी एक्सेसिबल है पीएनबी में। फिनिकल का जैसे मतलब फिनिकल के अंदर कोर सर्वर है, सीआरएम, और ये एसएसओ एडमिन। एसएसओ एडमिन मतलब डीबीए पार्ट, जो यूजर का यूजर क्रिएशन या तो यूजर के पासवर्ड रिसेट, तो वो सारी चीजें उसमें होती है, इनेबल डिसेबल। तो वो पीएनबी के अंदर तो फुल्ली एक्सेसिबल है, उसमें तो कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अगर आप करना चाहते हो तो इजिली आप कर सकते हो। कोर सर्वर में जो सारे काम होते हैं, अकाउंट ओपनिंग, ट्रांजेक्शन मेंटेनेंस, सारा का सारा कोर सर्वर में होता है। वो भी सारा एकदम फुल्ली एक्सेसिबल है। मैं सर्कल ऑफिस में पोस्टेड हूँ, तो सर्कल ऑफिस में मुझे यूजर रिलेटेड ही काम करने होते हैं। यूजर को इनेबल डिसेबल करना, उनका पावर कम ज्यादा करना। उसके साथ साथ जो आरटीजीएस, मोर देन 5 करोड़ के आरटीजीएस है, वो सर्कल ऑफिस से अप्रूवल लेने होते हैं सिस्टम के थ्रू। फिनिकल के अंदर मेन्यू है जिसमें हम अप्रूवल देते हैं। प्लस जो एफडी, ऑनलाइन ओडी ओपन किया हुआ है, वो भी सर्कल ऑफिस से अप्रूवल लेने के बाद ही ब्रांचेज अगर प्रीमेच्योर क्लोज करना है तो क्लोज कर सकते हैं। उसके साथ साथ यूजर को जो भी एक्सेस देने हैं, तो काफी सारी चीजें जो फिनिकल में करनी होती है। लेंस से अकाउंट जो सिस्टम बना हुआ है खोलना है, अगर मैनुअल खोलना है तो उसका भी अप्रूवल हमको ही देना होता है। तो सारी चीजें हम सिस्टम में यहाँ से अप्रूवल देते हैं और वो इजिली एक्सेसिबल है, उसमें कोई इश्यू नहीं आता है। डे एंड के टाइम पे भी जो ब्रांच का अगर डे बिगिन करना है या डे एंड करना है, साथ ही साथ अगर स्किप करना है कोई चेक जो सिस्टम डे एंड लगाने से रोक रही है, तो इजिली एक्सेसिबल है, तो हम यहाँ से इजिली सिस्टम में कर सकते हैं। उसके साथ साथ अदर नॉन सीबीएस रिलेटेड जो ये है, जैसे नॉलेज सेंटर है, ई सर्कुलर, जहाँ से हम रेफर करते हैं। उसके अलावा एसपीएसडी है। एसपीएसडी मतलब कोई भी इश्यूज ब्रांचेस को फेस होती है, जो उनके लेवल पे रिजॉल्व नहीं होती, तो एक टूल बना हुआ है सर्विस प्लस सर्विस डेस्क, जिसके अंदर ब्रांचेस अपने इशू रेज करती है जो हमारे पास आता है। तो वो पोर्टल भी एक्सेसिबल है। अगर हमारे लेवल पे होता है तो हम रिजॉल्व करके उसको क्लोज कर देते हैं, अगर हमारे लेवल पे नहीं रहा तो हम उसको आगे एस्केलेट कर देते हैं नेक्स्ट लेवल पे, और वहां से फिर वो रिजॉल्व होता है। तो चीजें जैसे कि टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सेसिबिलिटी होने की वजह से काफी सारे इजी हो चुके हैं, और काम करना मुझे नहीं लगता इतना ज्यादा मुश्किल है। और बीइंग सर्कल ऑफिस में स्केल 4, मुझे भी स्टार्टिंग में लगा था कि कैसे काम हो पाएगा, या स्केल 4 होने के बाद मैनेज करना, क्योंकि अब तो स्केल 3 तो ठीक है, आप खुद काम कर रहे हो। आफ्टर दैट आपको दूसरे से काम करवाना है, और वहां पे आपको पता होना या सामने वाला भी आपको उतने वैल्यू देगा कि नहीं, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है। कि आप तो चले गए, लेकिन अगर वो इंपॉर्टेंस ही नहीं देगा, वैल्यू ही नहीं देगा, तो आप कैसे काम करवा पाओगे। बट अगर आपके पास नॉलेज है, आपको करने की इच्छा है और आप करना चाहते हो, तो डेफिनेटली सामने वाला कोई भी रहेगा वो आपको वैल्यू देगा ही, इंपॉर्टेंस आपको मिलेगी ही, और आप नीचे ही नहीं ऊपर वाले भी आपको डेफिनेटली उसको जो भी है वैल्यू देंगे, और आप अच्छे से काम कर सकोगे। तो मुझे तो अभी तक कोई इशू नहीं आया। डेफिनेटली प्रॉब्लम तो छोटे मोटे आते रहते हैं, तो वो तो हम सभी को फेस करना है। तो इस मामले में मुझे अभी तक कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। वो पीएनबी में काफी है, एक्सेसिबिलिटी तो अच्छी है, लेकिन ये जो पॉलिसी की बात हो रही है, ऑब्वियसली जैसे हर बैंक में पीएनबी में भी है, प्रमोशन आगे लेने में दिक्कतें तो आ रही है। जैसे ब्रांच एक्सपीरियंस का आ गया, अभी हमको स्टार्टिंग से ही सर्कल ऑफिस में ही रखा जाता है, ब्रांचेस मोस्टली देते नहीं है। अगर आपको ब्रांच नहीं देंगे तो आपको ब्रांच एक्सपीरियंस जो होता है वो मिलेगा नहीं, तो 5 मार्क्स तो वैसे भी हमारे जीरो हो जाते हैं। तो आउट ऑफ 100 देखा जाए तो 95 आपके लिए बच जाते हैं। तो डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली तो कहीं ना कहीं प्रॉब्लम तो है, चैलेंजेस है अगर आगे प्रमोशन लेना है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे मेरिट पॉइंट बनते हैं, और मेरिट के 1 मार्क्स भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। यहाँ तो 5 मार्क्स तो पूरा का पूरा चले जाता है। अदरवाइज ठीक है, काम बाकी ब्रांच में एक्सपीरियंस में सभी ने अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर ही दिए हैं कि हम अच्छे से ब्रांचेस में काम कर सकते हैं। और बैक ऑफिसेस में भी मुझे लग रहा है कि स्केल 4 एंड 5 में हमको खुद काम नहीं करना होता है, हमको काम करवाना है। हमको जो हमारे अंडर टीम है, अब उसको करवाने के लिए काफी सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज है जहाँ पे हम काम करवा सकते हैं। जैसे कि आईटी डिपार्टमेंट जो मैं खुद हैंडल कर रहा हूँ, साथ ही साथ एचआरडी डिपार्टमेंट रहे, अगर रिकवरी हो, पीएनडी हो, ऐसे काफी सारे डिपार्टमेंट है जहाँ पे बीइंग ए स्केल 4 आप हैंडल कर सकते हो डिपार्टमेंट को। बट वही है कि नॉलेज रहना जरूरी है आपके पास, टेक्नोलॉजी तो साथ ही साथ है, और थोड़े बहुत जो भी दिक्कतें आ रही है तो हायर लेवल से टेकअप करके हम उसको रिजॉल्व कर सकते।
तो थैंक यू वेरी मच विजय। जैसा मैंने चर्चा शुरू की थी, पोस्ट आइडेंटिफिकेशन तभी हो सकता है तब हमें ये पता हो कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं। और जब तक पोस्ट का आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं होगा, जब तक ये काम नहीं होगा, तो कोई भी, मेरे ख्याल से जो हमारे विजिबली इम्पेयर्ड कलीग्स हैं, वो अपनी एबिलिटी के हिसाब से प्रमोशन नहीं ले सकते। जो हर्डल इन्होंने बताया, जो एसबीआई की चर्चा हुई, ऐसा एक हर्डल पीएनबी में भी है कि ब्रांच हेड एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए सीएल 4 to 5 बनने के लिए। अब ब्रांच में आप लगाएंगे नहीं, एक्सपीरियंस होगा नहीं, तो प्रमोशन होगा नहीं उसका। 5 नंबर उसके हैं, यहाँ पॉइंट्स में हिसाब हो जाता है, तो 5 नंबर अगर कट गए तो कुछ नहीं होगा। पहले मैं उन नए बच्चों के लिए जो कुछ इन्होंने टर्म्स यूज किए हैं वो क्लियर कर दूं। सर्विस प्लस सर्विस डेस्क हमारा इन हाउस बिल्टअप सर एक सॉफ्टवेयर है, जो ब्रांच से लेकर के और हेड ऑफिस तक लिंक किया गया है सीबीएस सिस्टम में ही। ब्रांच को कोई भी इशू आता है जो लोकली रिजोल्व नहीं होता है, वो उसमें रेज करते हैं, और उसका पूरा रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन रहता है हमेशा के लिए। कोई ये नहीं कह सकता है कि ये मुझे बताया नहीं गया था, ये मुझे पता नहीं था। अगर ब्रांच ने कुछ रेज किया है तो उसका एक इंसिडेंट नंबर जनरेट हो जाता है, और वो नंबर हमेशा के लिए ट्रैक किया जा सकता है। दूसरा जो इन्होंने आपको डीबी डेंड और डेबिगिन, आप सभी को मालूम होगा कि जब भी कोई बैंक में आता है तो उसका एक यूजर प्रोफाइल तैयार किया जाता है, और हर एक लेवल के यूजर प्रोफाइल की पावर्स को सिस्टम टेक केयर करता है। हम अपने मन से कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते। अगर सिस्टम आपको परमिट नहीं करता करता है किसी मीनू के लिए, किसी काम के लिए, किसी जॉब के लिए, तो वो उस जॉब में आप जा नहीं सकते। तो उसको यूजर प्रोफाइल बोलते हैं। अब हम आते हैं जो हमारा मेन मुद्दा है कि पोस्ट आइडेंटिफाई कहाँ तक हो सकती है। मेरा मानना है कि जीएम लेवल तक पोस्ट आइडेंटिफाई हो सकती है। दो काम उसके लिए जरूरी है।
एक बार थोड़ा इंटरप्ट करना चाहता हूँ यहाँ पे। एक पॉइंट मैं आई वांट टू पुट फोर्थ इज, पोस्टिंग, जहां तक पोस्टिंग की बात होती है, ब्रांच में किया जाए या एडमिनिस्ट्रेट ऑफिस में किया जाए, इसमें मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द केसेस में जो एम्प्लॉय और ऑफिसर होता है उनके हाथ में नहीं होता है। दिस इज अ पॉइंट है ना, जैसे जब हम हाईकोर्ट में ये 5 मार्क्स के बारे में जो आएगा, डिपेंड, क्योंकि अपना एमओएफ गाइडलाइंस के मुताबिक ये दिया गया है कि डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द एबिलिटी ऑफ द पर्सन वी शुड बी पोस्टेड। करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग वंशी, नो, ऐसे केसेस में ये 5 मार्क्स को वहां पे मतलब सीधा कट कर देना is not is not proper, I guess.
Very right. Therefore, it is discrimination. It
It
is
is
clear-cut
discrimination.
discrimination.
Absolutely it is discrimination. Yes, yes.
And
क्योंकि
one final thing is here, whether something is suitable, branch is suitable, journal office is suitable, or LHO is suitable, or corporate center is suitable, or whether I've been posted in branches like Vijay Kumar or Sudhakar sir or myself, all these are fine. But the point is, when a policy is issued, there should be enough time to complete all these assignments before a policy is introduced. Suddenly, in 1 year, you cannot issue a policy and say something. You should first ensure whether you have ensured that all your staff have the required experience or assignments.
हाँ, यस ट्रू। तो इसीलिए ये जो हर्डल है, ये हर्डल जिसको कहते हैं ना, मेन मेड हर्डल है। ये कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल हर्डल नहीं है, ये मैन मेड हर्डल है। तो इनको दूर करने की जरूरत ही है। तो पोस्टों पे आगे बढ़ने के लिए मुझे 1-2 बातें आपसे और करनी है। एक तो ये कि देखो, हम 1, 2, 3 में जो काम करते हैं, 4 से लेकर के आपका फिर रोल बदल जाता है। तो आपके पास क्या होना चाहिए, जैसा पीछे चर्चा हुई है, आपको आपके बैंक की इंटरनल पॉलिसीज और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की पॉलिसीज, उनके सर्कुलर्स की पूरी जानकारी होनी चाहिए। अगर आपको जानकारी नहीं है, क्योंकि अब आप काम करने की रोल में नहीं है, आप डिसीजन मेकर के रोल में हैं। यू विल हैव टू डिसाइड वेदर इट शुड बी डन और वेदर इट शुड नॉट बी डन। इन दैट केस यू मस्ट हैव नॉलेज फॉर योर इंटरनल गाइडलाइंस एंड आउटसाइड गाइडलाइंस। तो पहला तो सब लोगों को पढ़ने की आदत डालनी चाहिए, अपने इंटरनल सर्कुलर्स वगैरह सब पढ़ने चाहिए। और एक कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल जब ही आ सकता है जब आपके पास उस काम की नॉलेज है। क्या काम कर सकते हैं, मैं आपको गिनाता हूँ। अभी तक की जिंदगी में, मैं जब हमने 1988 में बैंक ज्वाइन किया था, और उसके बाद हमें ये कहा गया था कि अब ऑफिसर नहीं बनते हैं, उसकी चर्चा पहले हुई हुई है, और हम केस लड़ करके हमने प्रमोशन लिया था। और हमें उस समय मैनुअल सिस्टम को मैकेनाइजेशन पे ले जाने का रोल दिया गया था। अब अगर आप बाहर से कोई कल्पना करता तो डेफिनेटली मना करता, ब्लाइंड आदमी कैसे करेगा। लेकिन हमने वो चैलेंज लिया था, और उसी का फायदा आज हो रहा है। तो जब अंदर आकर के काम करने लगते हैं, तो काम तो खुद आपके सामने आने लग जाते हैं। और बहुत सारे काम ऐसे हैं जो दूसरे लोग डरते हैं, उनको करने में डरते हैं। तो उस रोल को अदा करने के लिए हमें अपने काम, पहला काम ये करना चाहिए कि हमें जीएम सीजीएम लेवल तक की पोस्टें आइडेंटिफाई करने की डिमांड करनी चाहिए। बेस्ड, अभी जो हम एक सर्वे डालेंगे, सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग भी उस सर्वे को अटेम्प्ट करें, अपने सभी ग्रुपों में भेज के भी उसको अटेम्प्ट करवाएं, और मैक्सिमम इनपुट आना चाहिए। ताकि ये कहने से, हमारे कहने से कोई नहीं मानेगा, उस सर्वे का रिजल्ट बताएगा कि किसको क्या क्या मिल रहा है और कौन क्या क्या कर रहा है। तो उसको सब लोग करवाएं। इस काम को बहुत जल्दी हाथ में लेने की जरूरत है। जहां जहां पॉलिसी बन चुकी है, चीजें अवेलेबल हैं, लेकिन इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो रही हैं, उस पर जोर देने की जरूरत है। चाहे वो लीव का मामला हो, 10 लीव ट्रेनिंग का मामला हो, चाहे वो आपका 4 स्पेशल लीव का मामला हो, चाहे डिसेबिलिटी कन्वेंस नहीं दे रहे हैं। ये तो मतलब एक्सट्रीम है। आईबीए के सेटलमेंट में जो चीज साइन हो गई है, वो बैंकों में इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हुआ। ये तो सीधे सीधे कंटेम्प्ट वाला मामला बनता है। अगर आईबीए की पावर नहीं है इसका मतलब इम्प्लीमेंट कराने की, तो इस पे तो एक आईबीए को भी पार्टी बनाने की जरूरत है कि आपके साथ जो सिग्नेटरीज थे वो इसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर रहे। तो दिस इज वेरी सैड। रूरल बैंक का फीडबैक लेने के लिए मैं, जोशी जी आ गए हैं, डेविड जोशी। डेविड जोशी अवेलेबल हैं? ओके,
Sir, he is coming, sir.
he is not there.
No, he just left.
Okay, now I hand over this to our president sir to move further.
Rahul Gambhir is also there.
Okay, Rahul ji, जो I invite Rahul ji first. Sorry.
हाँ जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
यस।
या ओके। हाँ, तो मेरा नाम राहुल है। मैं यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से हूँ। तो अ, मेरे लिए कुछ सवाल है या मैं कुछ अपने आप से ही बात करूं?
पहले आप कुछ बताएं आप क्या कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद में, ताकि
हाँ
सबको पता लगे।
Rahul,
तो
Rahul, I will give you the
या
agenda. I will give you the
यस
agenda, Rahul. Right?
यस यस
We
प्लीज।
spoke about job identification. We spoke about promotions, advocacy, everything. But the most important for any blind person to be productive in banks, or for that matter at a home or in any organization, is accessibility. And when we speak about accessibility, let us confine here to information technology accessibility. And the easiest thing to say is मेरा बैंक में ये accessible नहीं है, उसका बैंक में वो accessible नहीं है. But how an employee or how a small team in a bank can present their case and make the bank come up with a policy of making things accessible, how the journey should be. You don't speak about your journey as a manager or what you did in branches. Be focused on this area, because that's something you have achieved in Union Bank.
Thank you, Jaren. Thank you, Vamshi, for bringing this up. Yes, this is one of the important aspect. And before I proceed, I would like to draw attention of all concerns regarding two issues, which everyone being visually impaired, being persons with disabilities, we must be aware about. Number one is the ease reforms. Now, why I'm talking about ease reforms? Because ease reforms totally focuses on digitalization of bank processes and removing the redundant processes from the system to ensure that the services become more inclusive and more quicker. Just give me 1 second. So the services becomes more accessible and inclusive for customers and for employees with disabilities. That is one of the agenda of these reforms. The second thing which I would like to talk about is the latest standards from Department of Financial Services on accessibility of banking services. So these standards, which were released on 28th of February by the Department of Financial Services, talks holistically about what changes, what accessibility provisions banks are supposed to make to ensure that the services remains accessible for the customers and for employees. We as employees are the first customers of the banks. Now, when we are the first customers of the banks, it becomes a responsibility for us as well to ensure that the services which we are offering should be inclusive for us and to our customers. So the first step which we can take is to keep ourselves updated about these two developments and start pushing these two developments in your organization. That see, these standards talks about this and we need to implement this. Start talking to your regional manager, start talking to your branch manager, because those standards talks about various profiles which are to be given at the branch level. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, these standards have not been replicated in the bank so far. Very soon we'll see that circulars will come, because RBI and IBA has been given a lot of responsibilities in these standards. So we will see that these standards will be percolating downwards. Now, how it translates for us, what is in it for us? So for us, there is a lot of opportunities of getting new roles, new profiles that we can do, because as per the standards, every branch needs to be having an officer, a nominated officer, to provide services to persons with disabilities and senior citizens. Now, read about these standards, make yourself aware about these standards. Now, coming to the case of accessibility at Union Bank of India, we have a dedicated cell called Union Access in IT, and we have another dedicated cell called Inclusion Cell at Human Resources. Now, what I'm trying to point out is that it is about the capability model. We are creating the capabilities in the organization to ensure that the work related to accessibility and inclusion is institutionalized. You can also put forward your thoughts try to reach to the top management. Use the channel of WhatsApp to communicate with your regional head, to your GM. I'm telling you, you drop a message with the suggestion. Everyone loves the solutions and everyone wants to do something new in their capacity. So being as branch, officials of the bank, you please take down the contact numbers of your top level executives and drop in WhatsApp messages with the solution, problem and the solution, and definitely you can get it implemented. Secondly, upskill yourself regularly, as Dinesh sir was talking about reading the circulars regularly. We heard Jerin, who was implementing a lot of policies in the organization. So keep yourself updated and upskilled. Next point which I would like to make is keep yourself updated related to the accessibility developments. What is happening in the domain of accessibility? There are a lot of new guidelines coming every now and then. Orders are passed by the chief commissioner persons with disabilities. Keep yourself updated with those crucial orders and ensure that you get them voiced out in your organization. The last point which I would like to make is regarding coming up with the policy level changes in the organization. Like at Union Bank of India, we have integrated we have a digital accessibility guidelines. Okay, so you can also my counterpart who is working into IT can also advocate in the IT vertical that see, Union Bank of India has a digital accessibility policy. Why not Punjab National Bank or XYZ Bank has this policy? And we have taken a lot of pioneering initiatives. I don't want to talk much about Union Bank of India, but it is important to share with you that bank has a SOP for issuing JAWS. This is the biggest problem which we see in the banking system, that people are made to sit idle for years and years or months and months. And I have found a case where since 6 years, the person has not been provided with the computer and the JAWS, but yes, he got the promotion. So job satisfaction is equally important, right? So how job satisfaction will come? If you have the right resources at your hand. The right resources are computer and the JAWS. So bank has a circular standing operating procedures on JAWS issuance. The similar circular has also been replicated by PNB, so these things you need to voice out in your organization. You need to convey to your incumbents. You need to communicate to your regional heads. You never know that the regional head with whom you're working, under whose guidance you're working today, may go to a crucial position and your suggestion could get implemented. So this is what I wanted to share, and we are trying to make the services for our employees more inclusive. Like whenever a new update of JAWS comes, we get an email from one of the employee. We have more than 900 employees with visual impairment. We immediately get an employee that see the latest version of JAWS has been released on Freedom Scientific. So we take that in cognizance, and within 24 hours, the new version of JAWS is uploaded on the bank's internet portal so that it can be accessed by everyone. The last point which I would like to share, which is the path breaking in the banking sector, we believe that we have officially provided the NVDA software to all our employees. So what that means? It means that a person who joins the bank branch and immediately he is posted to the training system for induction training, he need not to ask anyone or wait to get the software issued, to get the license issued. We have an open source software available in the internet of the bank. Go to that internet site, download the NVDA, install, and the ball is start to roll. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Vakshi.
Thank you, Rahul. Very good input. Hello. This NVDA concept should be well explained to the people so that they need not sit idle, because it is open source. And all of the bank, I think no bank should have hesitation in providing NVDA. This is available on open source. So thank you for sharing this. David Joshi baat kar raha. Hello. Your inputs. Yes, David Joshi, know you are available. जी आवाज आ रही है ना सर? Please share your experiences. Continue.
जी मैं एक्चुअली बड़ौदा गुजरात ग्रामीण बैंक में हूँ और मेरे होम टाउन से वैसे तो मैं 272 किलोमीटर दूर हूँ फिलहाल। और वहाँ पर 2021 का मेरा ज्वाइनिंग है सर। और मैं जो वर्क करता हूँ नॉर्मली अभी रूटीन में एटीएम रिक्वेस्ट डालना है, बैलेंस इंक्वायरी, कस्टमर डीलिंग करना, पीएम एफबीआई, जेजीबीआई और एपीआई का मैं ही करता हूँ, जिसमें 3 बार ब्रांच को सर्टिफिकेट मिल चुका है हेड ऑफिस लेवल पर। और हम फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड में तो रहे ओवरऑल पूरे गुजरात में। हेड ऑफिस लेवल रीजन लेवल पे तो हम फर्स्ट में है ही, लेकिन ओवरऑल हम फर्स्ट पे रहे, नॉट ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ मी लेकिन ओवरऑल बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल स्टाफ। बट एसबीआई लेना, कन्विंस करना और पोर्टल पे एंटर करना, वो काम फिलहाल मैं ही करता हूँ। और इंट्रानेट पे एटीएम डालना, फिर फिनेकल 10 में एटीएम रिक्वेस्ट डालना, वो काम भी मैं ही करता हूँ। चेकबुक रिक्वेस्ट डालना भी मेरा है। उसके अलावा चेकबुक एटीएम रजिस्टर मेंटेन मैं ही करता हूँ फिलहाल। इसके अलावा सर एक्सेल में जो एपीआई आरओ लेवल से आता है, जो इनका एपीआई एलिजिबल है, उनका भी फॉलोअप टाइम निकाल के मैं ले लेता हूँ, उसमें भी रिजल्ट मिलता है। इस प्रकार के छोटे मोटे काम फिलहाल मैं ब्रांच लेवल पर कर रहा हूँ।
Very good. So, Jyoti, I think if all the guests have spoken, please let our members to put their views, what we have done, what they want us to do.
हेलो।
अपना नाम बताइए, अपना नाम बताइए, कहाँ काम कर रहे हैं, विविवा को क्या और करना चाहिए? एनी मेंबर?
हाँ, हेलो हेलो सर, हेलो।
यस।
एक और बात मैं बताना चाहूंगा डेविड जोशी। जैसे खास करके रीजनल रूरल बैंक का जो इशू है, दो तीन मेन इशू है कि वहाँ का जो मैनेजमेंट है उनमें अभी तक इस प्रकार की अवेयरनेस नहीं है कि विजुअल इम्पेयर के साथ कैसे डील किया जाए। मतलब प्रैक्टिकली सोचे काम के रिगार्डिंग, जैसे 2-3 एक्सपीरियंस है। मैं अभी तो काम कर रहा, वो भी सीख सीख के, लेकिन एचआर का हमेशा क्वेश्चन रहा कि हम आपको प्रॉपर सिटी और डायरेक्ट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हो ऐसी अगर हम ब्रांच दे आपको, तो वो लोग हमें क्वेश्चन करते कि आप काम क्या करोगे। और जब मैंने मेरे एचआर को सेटिस्फेक्शन आंसर दिया कि मैं ये काम करता हूँ और फिलहाल जो मेरे से हो सकता है मैं काम करूंगा, तो उनका ये भी मानना रहता है कि हम आपको ऐसी ब्रांच देते हैं कि जहां काम का लोड ना हो ज्यादा और आप कर सको। लेकिन रीजनल रूरल बैंक एक लिमिटेशन है उसकी, तो वो लोग प्रॉपर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए भी प्रॉपर सिटी नहीं दे पाते। वो मानते हैं कि हम आपको ऐसी सिटीज में ब्रांच है, मेट्रो सिटी, सेमी अर्बन सिटी, तो उसमें हम आपको काम क्या देंगे, वो ऐसा मान के चलते। तो ये जो एक होता है कि लिमिट मेंटालिटी है, वो उनकी चेंज होनी चाहिए। और मेरा मानना रहा है हमेशा से कि ऐसा कोई इवेंट बैंकिंग सेक्टर में होना चाहिए या हमें करवाना चाहिए कि जहां साइटेड लोगों के साथ मिलकर वीआई के रिगार्डिंग एक अवेयरनेस आए कि हाँ भाई ये भी एक सोसाइटी का भाग है, वो क्या काम कर सकते कि क्या काम नहीं कर सकते, वो बात की बात है। लेकिन उनको अगर सपोर्ट मिले स्टाफ का तो बहुत कुछ कर सकते। ये एक विश्वास हमें मैनेजमेंट को कोई इवेंट के माध्यम से दिला सकते। ये एक मेरा मानना है, ये मेरा विचार है सर। थैंक यू।
Rajesh Osmani, sir.
Yeah, I'm here.
So
But some background noise is
spoke
coming,
about,
actually.
yeah. So we spoke about the core aspects of jobs, promotions,
Yes.
accessibility, trainings, how to present our case.
Yes.
The time is now nearing 6.
Yeah, indeed.
Been very fruitful and healthy discussion.
We have had a fruitful discussion actually right from the identification. And let me remind you, this is internal identification because Ministry of Social Justice has identified almost all the bank designations, both from scale 1 to 7. But the problem comes when actual work, what work we can do and what are the some realistic limitations. So we have been talking on this and we have seen that many things can be done. And but some things, of course, are beyond right now, they are beyond doability. So therefore the problem comes of discrimination, reservation, mandatory assignments, and even the MSJ circular talks about the identifying the post where we can be most productive, optimally productive. And this is the core of the entire matter. When the internally the identification exercise, or what I call multifactorial job mapping, is undertaken by the bank, then it will definitely assist not only in making us productive, but as well as eliminating the discrimination in the promotion, or eliminating the so-called mandatory assignments, and even ensuring accessibility and assistive technology. We have spoken in detail about that. So the core of the matter is really the job mapping, what we call non-technically. Technically, it is identification of jobs by all the banks, and even the circular talks about the government and ministries and subordinate departments and everything, including banks and financial institutions. So let us strive for that in our second survey also, so that all the issues are interconnected basically, and they are positively addressed in that manner. Now, as Dineshji was saying, even though the time is nearing 6, but if any of our members do want to speak up something, and I saw some messages in the chat also. So Jyoti, whether they can unmute themselves and speak, have you given them the general permission to unmute?
No,
Anybody?
they need permission.
Yeah.
They need permission.
Yeah. So please, anybody really wants to put in some valuable point, we are open to it. Otherwise, also you can reach us by contact vibewa@gmail.com. But here also, if you want to say something, welcome.
Mr. Madan Mohan Garg and Mr. Rahul Kumar are requesting time and again. Please unmute them.
सर मदन मोहन जी को मैंने अनम्यूट करने के लिए भेज दिया रिक्वेस्ट।
अच्छा, अनम्यूट कीजिए मदन मोहन जी, अनम्यूट कर पाएंगे अभी आप?
Initially there was some problem, I think due to some connectivity issue, so it was not happening, but recently I allowed him to unmute himself.
Okay, then Rahul Kumar, Mr. Rahul Kumar is also requesting.
Yeah, and we request all the members to be very, very precise and to the point.
Mr. Rahul Kumar.
हेलो सर।
हाँ जी।
हेलो सर।
हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ जी सर, मैं राहुल कुमार, इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक, अभी करंटली पोस्टेड जलपाईगुड़ी वेस्ट बंगाल में हूँ। और सर मैं आईओबी में जो है बहुत सारे इश्यूज जैसे जॉब रोल, पोस्टिंग और
हेलो
जॉब
सर।
सॉफ्टवेयर। हेलो सर।
हाँ जी, इसके बाद बोलिएगा।
उसके बाद आप बोलिए।
जॉब सॉफ्टवेयर इस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम्स है, और उसका टाइम टू टाइम मैंने रिप्रेजेंटेशन वगैरह भी दिया है, लेकिन उसका अभी तक कोई सोल्यूशन ऐसा नहीं मिलता है और ना ही कोई जवाब मिलता है। तो मैं बेसिकली चाहता हूँ कि विभवा थोड़ा, क्योंकि विभवा अवेयर भी है आईओबी से कि यहाँ पे किस तरह के चैलेंजेस है, तो थोड़ा इंटरवीन करें और इस सब इश्यूज को जो है एटलीस्ट सॉल्व कराने की समस्या जो भी मैनी लेवल पे हम लोग हैंडल जो है इश्यूज फेस कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो जॉब सॉफ्टवेयर का हो, पोस्टिंग का हो और एक्सेसिबिलिटी को लेके है। तो मैं विवाह से चाहूंगा कि विवाह एटलीस्ट इसमें इंटरफेयर करके या हम लोगों का रिप्रेजेंटेशन लेते हुए जो है इस पे थोड़ा आईबीबी के साथ टेकअप करे। और
आप लोगों
दूसरा
ने
एक
कर लिया कि नहीं करा, पहले ये बताइए। आप लोगों ने डिमांड किया कि नहीं बैंक से?
हाँ जी सर, मैंने टाइम टू टाइम डिमांड किया और मेरे पास सारे रिप्रेजेंटेशन की कॉपी है मेरे पास सर।
ओके फाइन, थैंक यू। नेक्स्ट
सर एक इशू है सर। अभी रिसेंटली जो है आईआईबीएफ का एग्जाम हुआ था, सीआईबी जेआईबी वो होता रहता है। तो अभी सीआईबी के एग्जाम में आईआईबीएफ ने क्या किया है कि जितने भी विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड हैं उन सबका सर्टिफिकेट रोक दिया है, और बाकी सभी का जो है इशू कर दिया है नॉर्मल कैंडिडेट का, लेकिन विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड का जितने को मैं जानता हूँ लगभग 3 4 5 को सबका सर्टिफिकेट रोक दिया है।
रोक दिया
हाँ सर, मेरा नाम
नहीं, क्या कह के रोक दिया है सर्टिफिकेट?
सर एग्जाम होने के बाद रिजल्ट डिक्लेयर हुआ सीआईबी का, जो कि 2 सितंबर को हुआ रिजल्ट डिक्लेयर। इसके बाद 3 वीक्स के बाद सर्टिफिकेट ऑटोमेटिकली मेल पे आता है, तो सभी विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड का जो है सर्टिफिकेट रोक दिया गया है सर।
कोई कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है उनकी तरफ से?
नहीं सर, वहाँ क्या कहते हैं, मैंने अपना कंप्लेन भी रेज किया, अभी तक उसका कोई रिप्लाई नहीं आया। किसी और मेंबर ने वहाँ बात किया तो कह रहे कि आप लोगों का कुछ इश्यूज को लेके अंडर प्रोसेस है अभी।
हाँ, तो थोड़े दिन वेट करके देखिए, अगर कुछ पॉजिटिवली नहीं होता है तो फिर आप बताइएगा। ठीक है
सर, मैं दीपू पटेल हूँ सर, कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ।
अब बोलिए।
on this IABF issue,
सर
जो
मेरा
भी
नाम
जो भी
दीपू
लोग
पटेल है
ये IABF का इश्यू फेस
और
कर रहे
मैं
हैं,
स्टेट बैंक में
हमारा
सर
रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि
जी सर मैं स्टेट
please
बैंक
1 second.
रीजन हेड ऑफिस में जी
Whoever is
ओके
facing issue, 1 second, sir, 1 second. Whoever is
जी जी
facing
जी
issue with IABF, if it is very specific to visually impaired people, then we request everyone to send them a mail and then forward that mail to contact Vibewa. We will see how many cases are like this, and we will collate and send to IABF.
राइट, पटेल यासीन।
यस सर, जी सर। सर मैं दीपू पटेल रीजन हेड ऑफिस में सर पोस्टेड हूँ लखनऊ सर्कल में। सर मैं इसी 2023 बैच का हूँ, एज ए एसोसिएट पोस्टेड हूँ और इसके पहले मैं सर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर एज ए डेवलपर था, बट अभी बैंकिंग में आया हूँ। तो मेनी थिंग्स यहाँ पे सर मैं लिसन कर रहा हूँ बहुत देर से। तो सर जो भी आईटी का इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, जैसे कि हम इस स्टेट बैंक में हूँ, ऑलमोस्ट मैं सभी सॉफ्टवेयर्स, हमारा जो कोर सिस्टम है या फिर स्कोर रेजिंग का है, एचआरएमएस है, मतलब सर अगर इसमें देखा जाए तो बहुत बड़ी एक्सेसिबिलिटी की कोई समस्याएं नहीं है। अगर एक हमारी कोई एक एसओपी हो, स्टैंडर्ड गाइडलाइंस हो, जो कि डेवलपर्स को डायरेक्ट गाइड कर सकें, क्योंकि सर हमारा जो डेवलपमेंट का होता है पूरा सिस्टम, उसमें डेवलपमेंट वही चीजें रहेंगी, सिर्फ सिंपल गाइडलाइंस हमें फॉलो करनी होती हैं। अगर वो फॉलो किया जाए तो एक कोई मतलब बहुत बड़ा चेंजेस नहीं करना होगा, वो डेवलपर अगर अवेयर हो। जैसे हम सर एक आप एग्जांपल बताना चाहेंगे, अगर कोई बटन एक्सेसिबल नहीं है तो उसमें डेवलपर को कुछ करना नहीं होता है, वो उन चीजों को इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं समझते हैं। जैसे कि कंटेंट डिस्क्रिप्शन एक आईडी होता है, अगर सबमिट का बटन है तो डेवलपर क्या करते हैं, उस आईडी को छोड़ देते हैं, क्योंकि एज ए डेवलपमेंट कोड में वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। आप आईडी को चाहें तो दे भी सकते हैं, अदर आप नहीं भी दे सकते हैं, वो उनके लिए ऑप्शनल रहता है। तो उस चीज को वो छोड़ देते हैं अपने टाइम को बचाने के लिए या फिर ना लिखने के लिए। बट बीइंग अ विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड, हमें वो आईडी या फिर वो डिस्क्रिप्शन हमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। जहाँ की आप लोग देखते हैं हमारे इमेज व्यू होते हैं, उस पे ऑल टैग्स होते हैं, वो हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं। अगर हम लोग अगर इसे डेवलपर लेवल पे अगर इसे सर हम रेज करें, क्यों जो अल्टरनेटिव चीजें उनके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं रहती या फिर वो इग्नोर कर देते हैं, तो मे बी सर 50-60% हमारे जो इश्यूज हैं वो ऐसे ही सॉल्व हो जाएंगे एक्सेसिबिलिटी के लिए। और द सेकेंड थिंग मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा, अभी यहाँ पे दिनेश सर ने अभी जेआईबी से रिलेटेड एक क्वेश्चन किया था कि उसे विविवा ऑडियो फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट कराए। तो एक्चुअली में सर मैं एक ऐप डेवलपर हूँ, ऑलरेडी मैंने इसके लिए एक ऐप डेवलप किया है, जो कि ऑलरेडी वो ऑडियो बुक्स के लिए प्रोवाइड करा रहा है। तो मैं अभी कोई ऐसे ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग्स के लिए खोज रहा हूँ। ऑलरेडी ऐप डेवलप्ड है एंड प्ले स्टोर पे लॉन्च भी हो गया है। समर्थ भारत हेल्पिंग ब्लाइंड के नाम से है।
थैंक यू।
एंड सर इट इज 100% एक्सेसिबल एंड 100% फ्री। You can use with login with Google and verify your disability with a UDID card।
अच्छा, आप
सर
हमारे विविवा के मेंबर हैं?
सर अभी क्योंकि मैं नया ज्वाइन अभी बैंकिंग में आया हूँ,
आप
तो अभी मुझे
member
मेंबरशिप
हैं?
कैसे लेना है मुझे वो पता नहीं है।
वो आपको अब आपका मेंबरशिप का अभी हम
जी सर।
990, आप ऑफिसर में है ना?
नहीं सर, अभी मैं एज ए क्लरिकल में ज्वाइन किया हूँ।
499 का कोई पेमेंट होगा, वो अभी आपको लिंक भेज
जी
देंगे
सर।
पर आप अभी शेयर कर लीजिएगा। वंशी जी हैं, वंशी
जी
जी
जी सर।
हैं, आपसे बात करके और
जी
जरूर
सर।
आपको मेंबर बना के उस ग्रुप में ऐड कर देंगे। आप इस इंफॉर्मेशन को शेयर करिए ताकि अधिक से अधिक लोग इसका फायदा उठा सके। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
हाँ यस सर, थैंक्स सर।
हेलो सर।
यस,
आप viviva.org पे जाइए, प्रोफाइल भी बनाइए viviva.org पे, है ना?
viviva.org, यस सर।
हाँ, उस पे जाके प्रोफाइल बनाइए आप, है ना?
हाँ
तो
जी
उसमें
सर।
आपको पूरी जानकारी मिलेगी। आप मेंबर बिल्कुल बनिए और ग्रुप्स में भी जुड़िए, और बहुत अच्छा लगेगा आपको, और वी आर ऑल विल बी बेनिफिटेड म्यूचुअली।
सर
यस
ये
सर।
दीपू जी लखनऊ से हैं?
हेलो सर।
हाँ, यस प्लीज मिस्टर सोनी।
जी
सर
sir,
दिस इज अमृत
sir, I have a question regarding JOS. The newly joining people I am working in SBI. The newly joining people get JOS updated latest version, but we are still using JOS 20. Our JOS is not updated because we are our joining is 2013. So update is taking longer than expected.
वंशी जी देख लीजिएगा जरा। स्टेट बैंक से है ना आप?
दिनेश सर।
जी सर, स्टेट बैंक में है। हाँ, तो स्टेट बैंक में अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है जॉस। जो 20 यूज कर रहे हैं वो 20 यूज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो नए आ रहे हैं उनको तो लेटेस्ट मिल रहा है, वो अच्छी बात है। लेकिन जो पुराने हैं उनको ये दिक्कत आ रही है।
सर मैं भी जहां तक मैं ये समझ पाया हूँ, जो कि आईटी को एक प्रॉब्लम होता है कि क्योंकि हमारा जो फ्रीडम साइंटिफिक है वो सीडी देता है, तो मोस्ट ऑफ आईटी अवेयर नहीं होते हैं सब, क्योंकि हमारा जो जॉस कॉपी करना होता है उसको हमें पहले बूट करना होता है एक पेन ड्राइव में, क्योंकि हम डायरेक्ट उसे पोर्ट में इंसर्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो उसमें क्या होता है कि वो वायरस थ्रेट प्रोटेक्शन ऑन हो जाता है, तो सर वो आईटी को प्रॉब्लम होता है। तो इसके लिए मे भी जिन लोगों के पास रहता है लेटेस्ट, हम अपने कॉलीग से एफटीपी शेयर कर सकते हैं, या फिर कोई वन ड्राइव पे अगर रख रहा है तो एक दूसरे के साथ हमें लोग अगर शेयर करेंगे, अगर किसी भी आईटी को वो एफटीपी या फिर हमारे सिस्टम के अंदर मिल जाता है तो वो डेफिनेटली इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं। बट मोस्टली
नहीं,
अवॉइड
इंस्टॉल तो
इसलिए
कर
करते हैं
सकते हैं,
क्योंकि उनको
लेकिन जो
सीडी
डोंगल
कॉपी करना।
सीरियल नंबर होता है, डोंगल का जो सीरियल नंबर होता है वो अपडेटेड होता है, तो वो नए जॉब पे सपोर्ट नहीं करता है। उसके लिए गरिमा
हाँ सर।
और जो गरिमा का करिश्मा एंटरप्राइजेस से करना पड़ता है कांटेक्ट।
हाँ सर, वो अपडेट करना पड़ता है। बस मोस्ट ऑफ पीपल जिनके पास लेटेस्ट का जॉब्स भी है, अभी जैसे कि हमारे बहुत साथी हैं जो कि 2023 में ज्वाइन किया, 1 में ज्वाइन किया है, वो लोग भी 2020 का जॉब्स यूज कर रहे हैं। अब सर उनके साथ में प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, जब भी वो ग्राफिकल क्लिकेबल्स होते हैं वहां पे 2020 जॉब्स क्लिक ही नहीं होता है, बल्कि 23 24 वर्जन ये सारे वहां पे एक्सेसिबल हो चुके हैं। कोई ऐसा प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है। अगर सर मैं यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा, हमारे स्टेट बैंक में एनबीसी एबीएनयू ब्रांच चैनल, वहां पे एक अदर ऐप्स है, वहां
आवाज आ
पे
रही है क्या?
स्टेटमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म है। अब वहां पे सर वो पूरा ग्राफिकल इंटरफेस बनाया है, जो कि जॉस 2020 उसके लोअर के वर्जन कोई भी उसे रीड नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट 2020 के अबव के सभी वर्जन्स पे वो इजीली रीडेबल है। विद अगर हम उसे लेबल कर दें तो उसे हम वहां पे बटन भी ऐड कर सकते हैं। तो कस्टमाइजेशन सर हमारे लेटेस्ट जॉब्स में फुली है। तो थोड़ा सा हमें सर ये भी ध्यान देना होगा कि हमारे जॉब्स अपडेटेड हो रहे हैं नहीं, और उसके साथ
Sorry
में
to
सर
interrupt you.
इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करा पाना।
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, ma'am.
That can be made accessible. If you call me tomorrow, I will guide you how to make it accessible.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
another
Already,
thing,
ma'am, I am developed a script, one script
Yes.
already for yeah,
Yes.
for
हेलो
Yono application, other applications.
Yes.
It will
हेलो
only need to install script.
Yes. Okay.
Fine, okay.
okay,
Now,
even we have framed this question in our survey that whether softwares are being updated time to time or not. So that
दिनेश सर।
result will also be circulated to all banks so that they can improve the level of upgradation of the
आवाज आ रही
software.
है क्या सर?
हाँ मिस्टर
दिनेश
मत
सर, are you able to listen me now?
Yes.
This is MM Garg from Indian Bank. Sir, actually I'm chief manager. My issue is because of our eyesight, I have to travel more than 25 kilometers from my house. So then we have to. I am keeping driver, but we don't have any facility to avail the driver salary because this no driver is available less than 20,000 in Delhi. So now can we address the issue? And we already discussed with our zonal office. They are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. So is it possible to have the driver salary from our bank side? Do we have such facility?
We have already put this demand for the house today. So we will take up. It depends upon the banks whether they permit or not. But this issue was well taken. Okay, Garg sahab.
And second is
Just
that
one thing,
sir,
I've been
जो भी
branch
लोग ड्राइवर
manager.
को मांग रहे हैं,
I've been made branch
जो
manager
भी
of
लोग
one
ड्राइवर
branch.
को मांग रहे हैं,
जी बोलिए सर प्लीज।
Vamshi, am I audible? Vamshi, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
Yes, you are audible now.
How,
Please,
I mean, I understand the cities like Mumbai and Delhi, but how, with the leased accommodation eligibility, how close people can remain near to their office?
We can demand lease accommodation.
One moment. Requesting others to mute yourself.
Because I am having a house in Delhi and they are saying as per circular, you are not eligible for this.
Which one?
Now, definitely you are having house, then you are not. There is no question.
सर एक और मैं यहाँ पे विविवा के
कितना में मिलता है?
My house is 20, my question is, my house is 25 kilometers away from my branch. 25 plus.
Exactly. ब्रांच के पास रेंट में कितना मिलता है घर?
रेंट पे मिलता है
ब्रांच के पास कितना
30,000 two bedroom 30,000.
Okay, and what is your eligibility of leased accommodation there?
My eligibility is 22,000.
आपका leased accommodation का eligibility कितना है?
Eligibility है 22,000, but I am having.
So the point is whether is it?
No, Bansi, he is having his own house.
Yeah. The point is whether financially it's better to spend for a driver or take house near to the office, something like that.
Financially, it is better to spend on driver.
Because when
देखिए ड्राइवर्स एलिजिबिलिटी नंबर 1, it depends on the cadre, and as well as we can't demand it for the persons with disabilities in general. That will, मैं आपको आरबीआई का एग्जांपल देता हूँ. आरबीआई में we get the drivers allowance once you are assistant general managers of 5 years seniority. We demanded that it should be available to all the at least the visually impaired officers irrespective of the cadre. And it was immediately turned down, saying that no, such a thing is not at all possible. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to demand such things, you know.
But sir, additional hour.
And second thing,
conveyance should be actually we are getting only 400 rupees, 600 rupees per month additional. It should be increased.
Under consideration.
Yeah. So see, what we can argue, what we can legally argue. One thing we can legally argue is that there is too much background noise. Please, all please mute. The person who is speaking, जो बात क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, उनके अलावा प्लीज बाकी सब लोग म्यूट करें.
बाकी लोग सब अपने आप को म्यूट, क्योंकि लॉट ऑफ
जो बोल रहे हैं, जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, वो ठीक है, वो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. तो व्हाट वी कैन लीगली आर्ग्यू, वी कैन हैव वन आर्ग्यूमेंट कि जनरली ऐसा है, आरपीडब्ल्यूडी एक्ट में भी कहीं लिखा है और वो कि जो भी नॉर्मल स्कीम्स हैं वो जब डिसेबल्ड को दी जाती हैं तो 25% दे शुड बी मोर. सो वी कैन डिमांड दैट ऑल द अलाउंसेस इन, जैसे ड्राइवर्स अलाउंस की जो एलिजिबिलिटी है आप उसको रिलैक्स कर सकते हो एटलीस्ट टू सम एक्सटेंट, इफ नॉट फॉर ऑल द डिसेबल्ड एम्प्लॉइज. दिस इज अ वेरी ट्रिकी सिचुएशन. जैसे बाकी भी जो अलाउंसेस नॉर्मली दिए जाते हैं वो 20, जैसे मैटरनिटी लीव की बात आई कि 6 महीने से ज्यादा होनी चाहिए डिसेबल्ड लड़कियों के लिए, ब्लाइंड लड़कियों के लिए, वी कैन से कि 1.5 महीना और ज्यादा मिलनी चाहिए, मोर देन 25%. एक जनरली हम इस तरह के आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दे सकते हैं.
But sir, I am chief manager.
Yeah,
I'm chief manager, but the eligibility for driver is for AGM. Next level.
हाँ, तो हम ये बिल्कुल कह सकते हैं कि सारे ब्लाइंड ऑफिसर्स या एटलीस्ट स्केल 3 से सारे ब्लाइंड ऑफिसर्स को ये अनाउंस मिलना. अदरवाइज स्केल 5 से है तो आप ब्लाइंड के मामले में वो स्केल 3 से लगा. ऐसा जैसे मैंने बताया ना, आरबीआई में हमने डिमांड तो की थी लेकिन हुआ नहीं.
One more thing.
जी.
They made me actually, first of all, I requested them that I am been appointed as the VH candidate. And in fact, they didn't listen me my request, and then they deputed, they given me as a branch manager of one branch.
हाँ, नहीं ये तो फिर एक और मुद्दा हो गया जिस पर हमारी सारी बातचीत हो रही थी अब तक कि क्या रियलिस्टिकली पॉसिबल है क्या नहीं है. लेकिन ये जो पर्टिकुलर अलाउंस की बात है तो डिमांड जस्टिफाइड है, डिमांड की जा सकती है, लेकिन वो फुलफिल कब होगी, कहाँ होगी, हम वो कहा नहीं जा सकता. जी, डिमांड तो की जा सकती है.
तो उसमें ये है कि सर अब ये जैसे यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया में द मंथली अलाउंस इज मोर देन 10,000 रुपीज फॉर VH कैंडिडेट.
जी, वो भी उनका शायद कुछ मैट्रिक्स है मेरे ख्याल से, 5 किलोमीटर 10 किलोमीटर कुछ तो है वो.
हाँ, मैट्रिक्स में वो मैट्रिक्स इट शुड बी यूनिफॉर्म थ्रू आउट द बैंकिंग सिस्टम.
नहीं ये हाँ, मतलब ये एज ए डिमांड इट इज परफेक्टली जस्टिफाइड, लेकिन वो हर बैंक अपने अपने इससे रिसोर्सेज से देता है ये अलाउंस, इसलिए फिर ये कह पाना कि सारे बैंक्स में डिमांड तो है कि रीजनेबल तो होना चाहिए. जैसे आज 600 रुपए है तो दिस इज ऑल्सो 400 से जब 600 हुआ तो विबीवा टुक अ वेरी हार्ड स्टैंड कि इट इज एडिंग इंसल्ट टू द इंजरी.
यस सर।
बिल्कुल ये जस्टिफाइड नहीं था, बेइज्जती थी एक तरह से। वरना आप हमने तो सीधी लिखा था लेटर में मिनिस्ट्री को कि आप ये 600 क्या 400 भी हटा दीजिए, कोई जरूरत नहीं है देने की, आप ना दीजिए, ना दीजिए, कोई परेशानी नहीं है।
इट इज काइंड ऑफ बैगिंग
मेरे ख्याल से डॉक्टर साहब आपके लिए बेटर है आप नियर बाई पोस्टिंग की डिमांड करो, जो कि हमारे पास आता है।
सर
And we
मैंने
have
की है
also to the
मैंने
to all banks management that please enhance a special conveyance allowance on the line of Union Bank of India. Soon we will be further following it up. We have already reached Ministry of Finance, direct Finance Minister.
तो राजेश जी अब आप
Please
इसको
remove
conclusion पे लेके जाइए।
वो हो जाएगी तो देन इट विल बी क्वाइट गुड हेल्प फॉर द
increase it to a acceptable level. So already these two steps have been taken.
Then sir, let us conclude it.
तो ये अपील करूंगा मैं कि द अपकमिंग सर्वे इट इज गोइंग टू बी लॉन्च्ड इन अ कपल ऑफ डेज, तो सभी लोगों तक आप ये बात पहुंचाइए, प्लीज स्प्रेड इट फार एंड वाइड so that we can get an idea, real time idea of the working conditions as well as what needs to be done in the coming days, and then we can do it. Like all these demands also, we have made an open ended column also. Any other issue you want to highlight in that survey, there is a column. So all these demands, all these suggestions can be put there also. And what about the all other around 50 questions are there in that survey, so we will get a fair idea across the country कि whether the things are being implemented or not. जैसे दिनेश जी ने कहा, दो तरह के प्रॉब्लम है, एक तो जो पॉलिसी में है, लॉ में है और इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो रहा है, ये सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है। दूसरा, जहां हम चेंजेस करें कि ये भी लॉ बनना चाहिए, ये भी जैसे मैंने कहा 25% ज्यादा होने चाहिए सारी स्कीम्स में, ये है तो सही कहीं ना कहीं, लेकिन पूरी तरह से ये हर चीज में नहीं है। तो ये दो तरह की चुनौतियां, ट्विन चैलेंजेस, नॉर्मेटिव चैलेंज, what is not there in the law, how the law should be, including the notification circulars, and second is whatever is there, it should be properly implemented on the ground. So both these challenges we will try to.
May I speak one more sentence, please? Allow me to speak.
Sure.
Sir, actually, our allowances and facility, whatever is given to the VH candidate, it should be at par with the central government, because in transfer policy, if it is they are following the central government policy, the allowances and other terms should be defined as per the central government policy, and it should be uniform across the banking system also.
हाँ, ये भी एक आर्गुमेंट है जो दिया, जो हमने कोर्ट में भी दिया था जब ये केस हुआ था दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट में। बट ये एक बड़ी हिस्टोरिकल ट्रेजेडी है कि जब से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और बैंकिंग में कन्वीनियंस अलाउंस अलग अलग हो गया सबके लिए, 82 में शायद ये हुआ था या उससे भी पहले, तो उसके बाद ये पैरिटी क्लेम करना कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जैसा हो, अब वो उस तरह का कन्वीनियंस अलाउंस बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री में होता ही नहीं है। जो सेंट्रल, यहाँ पेट्रोल और ये सब अलग एंटाइटलमेंट्स, अलग चीजें होती हैं, तो वो थोड़ी अलग सी बात हो जाती है। वी
चलो बैंकिंग में सर बात कर लेते हैं।
या जी। तो लेकिन जो स्पेशल कन्वीनियंस अलाउंस है, एटलीस्ट जैसे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में डबल मिलता है, तो हमको रीजनेबली एक हमने डिमांड की है कि सैलरी का कुछ परसेंट आप फिक्स कर दो उसको, तो अपने आप बढ़ता रहेगा वो। आप सैलरी का 5% भी कहें तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अपने आप वो सेटलमेंट के साथ बढ़ता रहेगा। तो लेकिन ऐसा कुछ हो नहीं पा रहा है। बस इतना प्रयास करने के बाद 15 साल बाद वो 400 से 600 रुपए हो पाया, जिसको मैं देखा जाए तो वी कंसीड डिफीट की ये बहुत बड़ी एक हार है हम सबके लिए, हम सबके लिए है। तो इसको भविष्य में कुछ किया जाएगा इस पर भी जरूर, ये बहुत बड़ा ज्वलंत मुद्दा है ये।
जी जी
जी। तो आई थिंक वी हैव हैड अ क्वाइट वंडरफुल फ्रूटफुल डिस्कशंस, एंड सबका धन्यवाद आप सभी का, आप लोग आए, यू पार्टिसिपेटेड एंड मेड इट अ लाइवली डिस्कशन। एंड अगेन आई वुड से दैट सर्वे विल बी लॉन्च्ड, सो प्लीज पब्लिसाइज इट, जहां जहां आप हैं सबको बताइए, और 10-10 15-15 लोगों से बस सर्वे भरवाइए, ताकि डाटाबेस, जब भी हम गवर्नमेंट के पास जाएंगे, गवर्नमेंट का पहला सवाल होगा कि ऑन व्हाट बेसिस आर यू सेइंग। आप हवा में नहीं बोल सकते हैं, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि देखिए 1000 लोगों का हमारे पास सैंपल साइज है, सर्वे है, 2000 लोगों का है, तो ये वर्किंग कंडीशंस हैं, तो हमको ये एड्रेस करनी है, ये चेंज करना है। तो इस तरह से हमारे पास डाटा होना बहुत जरूरी है, तो उसको आप कीजिएगा और भरवाइएगा सबसे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका, एंड बिग थैंक यू टू यू ऑल।
Thank you everyone.
जी शुक्रिया।
Thank you all.